Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? Today I got for you the editing Q&A that I did live on Twitch, answering all your questions about what I do for a living and how we do things at LMG. It was a lot of fun and I hope you guys enjoy it too. If you want to join these cool people in chat, come on down to twitch.tv/whiphand. It's linked down below, and check out my Discord for some more cool content. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll see you on the next one. We're in Premiere. Look at this. This isn't what I'm going to talk about, but I have Premiere up so I can kind of like show you guys stuff that you may want to know in the questions and whatever. I got a few questions submitted today and yesterday through the Discord that I'm going to answer. But, I mean, as you guys are pouring in, if you have any more questions, like, please just throw them in chat. Just want to talk with you guys and give you a little more insight into what I do and use the awesome LTT video, in my opinion, that dropped this morning as an example, because I never get to edit anymore, and I finally got to edit a video, and it was amazing. It was super fun. How you guys doing? Thanks for dropping in. Hey, Bree. Hey, Monomaniac 2. How you guys doing? Hello, hello. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. So, I mean, like, we're not going to watch it, because I'm not going to steal content, but what we are going to do is just kind of like, I'm going to answer some questions, but we're going to just kind of go through and I'll just kind of talk about little pieces of the video that I really liked. What do you mostly do at LMG if not editing? Well, I'm a production supervisor now. So about mid last year, I got promoted. So I've been with LMG. This is actually one of my questions as well. I've been with LMG for about three and a half years. Yeah, it's going to be 4 years in February. So a little over 3.5 years. And, most of that was editing, and then I got promoted last year to production supervisor with Nicole. So her and I kind of handle the editing department. We split the channels between themselves. So my job for the most part is to manage Short Circuit, Tech Linked and Game Linked, and Tech Wiki. And so I just kind of make sure that our editors are staying on track, that I handle their assignments, and then manage like some analytics stuff and the release schedule, and make sure videos get out on time for those channels. For most part, like for TechWiki and the linked channels, they're all set in their ways, so there's not a whole lot that I need to do other than just make sure that the editors are on it and that the quality coming out is good. But yeah, other than that, I mean, that's basically what I do now. So I don't have a lot of time to edit. I also handle the translations. I know that there's been a lot of issues with them recently, so it's a work in progress, but I'm doing translations, and I'm also the one doing the PSU circuits. If you guys have seen that channel, the AI like power supply videos, so I'm the one putting those together on the editing side. They're not as hands-off as you may think, so I do most of that. But yeah, so I don't have a ton of time to edit, but every once in a while they'll do a video. Particularly this one, it's usually an AMD upgrade that's a little out of hand, and Linus will, you know, be like, hey, this one was a little particularly sketchy and there's a lot of awkward content in it, like we need you to edit this one. So he'll hand those tough ones to me to handle once in a while, which is super fun. So this was one of those. After they shot it, they're like, there's some sketchy jokes in here, so why don't you take care of it? And I was like, okay. So I've been working on this for a couple weeks, and yeah, I just want to talk about it with you guys. Yeah, I just watched the tech upgrade. Oh, cool. I'm glad people are watching it, because like I didn't want to take away from it. It's actually a really awesome video. Are all the LMG editors on the Adobe CC? Yes, we all use Premiere. Premiere, After Effects, Photoshop, the whole dang thing. It's just easier. It's what we were all trained on. Everyone knows it. We use a little bit of DaVinci Resolve, but that's only for green screen keying and color correction once in a while. But yeah, I don't know how to edit in DaVinci. It's something I want to learn. I've been looking into possibly switching for my personal work, just because it's cheaper and I'm getting really tired of paying for Adobe. Hey Trevor, thank you, man. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, so I'm getting a little tired of paying for Adobe, so I might switch to DaVinci. It's just gonna be tough because I'm a bit of a, like, my heart belongs to Premiere. I know it really well. it's just I'm faster with it. It's gonna hurt me to be slow for a while I learn. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, Resolve mentioned. Yeah, I know. Everyone just like every time I ask people like, "What's your experience with editing?" They're like, "Oh, I use Resolve or I use Final Cut," and I'm like, "That must be so nice. You're not giving Adobe your life savings and your firstborn child just to use Premiere." But I don't even know. I just I don't know. I'll see how it goes. You don't like paying nearly $100 a month. I'm literally splitting the subscription, and it's still more than I'd like to pay for it. And you only get two slots. You only get two like devices on the account, which is really frustrating. So every time I'm somewhere else, I have to keep logging out of my own device. Or if I wanted to teach someone how to edit, they have to use my account because like they're not gonna pay for it. It's fine. Anyway, so coming into this video, I do have some questions on Twitter and Discord to answer, but I'll kind of just get to them when I get to them, I think. Okay, so I got one from Discord. Creep asked, how long does it take you to edit an LTT vid on average, and how long have you worked at LTT? Oh, I answered that one. So I've been at LMG for about 3.5 years. And the worst part of editing an LTT video. Okay, so I mean, I'll talk about a couple of those as I go. Thank you for the follow, Mono. Thank you. So a little bit of that. So this video in particular, any really AMD upgrade, anything that's very like unscripted, vloggy, they're shooting all day, that kind of content, it's gonna take forever. So it shouldn't, but it kind of does. So, and it's tough to gauge this now because I also had a lot of my own like supervising stuff to do, so I didn't have a ton of time to dedicate to this video, and to pause every week to do the PSU circuit. So this one took me about 2 weeks to do. That wasn't all editing time. That's also just kind of waiting time and, you know, review process and things like that. But I mean, that's kind of on average for our LTT videos. Regular vlogs can take about maybe 4 to 5 days of editing, and then on top of that, it'll be like review and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, the rough cut for this one really just took me about like, maybe like I want to say about a day and a half to do the rough cut on this guy. Just because I was faced with over 6 hours of footage to cut down, and just finding the good parts, and then I got to do the another pass on top of the rough cut. I usually do 2 rough cut passes on something like this. One to just cut down what I like, the dead space and stuff that I know that's absolutely not making it into the video, and then I'll go back through it again and kind of more watching it for content this time, and really just like looking at, okay, like what, you know, what's in here that, you know, may not be as funny as I thought it was the first time, or, you know, what is slightly inappropriate, or what's not flowing very well. And so I'll do another pass, and that'll usually cut another 5 minutes off of the end of it, which is pretty big. 5 to 10 minutes off. And then after that, I'll go back and do the fine cut, which would probably take, on something like this, take another day because it's a 30-minute video. Really just going through, looking for any jump cuts, looking for an audio pass, making sure the mics are checkerboarded properly, the color grade, and then also just seeing like, you know, what's important, adding things like these graphics. I mean, graphics pass I would probably do a bit later than the fine cut. Fine cut mostly is just for pacing and for jump cuts, but if I see something that I know I'm probably going to forget, it'll be something like that. And then usually a few hours dedicated to the appetizer or the intro, which I'm actually pretty proud of this one. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have a plan. There wasn't much guidance. So other than like this text, that was pretty much my guidance for it, and showing the Kyle's upgrade and the Tynan's upgrade. So I just decided to, you know, add them all. Let's catch up here a little bit on chat. I think Linus did do you think it'll be possible for everyone at LMG to shift away from Adobe for work? Workflow and retraining wouldn't make sense. Yeah, Trevor's right. It's tough. We're all coming from Premiere usually when we're hired, and we're all trained on it, and a lot of our workflows and things like a lot of things we have implemented. Let me see if I can find one. Here. So like
Here, you've got a pretty decent gaming machine.
So when you guys see this kind of stuff, we call them Mogarts on screen. All this text and whatever. This thing at the top, the title, that I just typed. That's just text in Premiere with a background. But all of these are Mogarts from After Effects. So all this kind of stuff, and I know that you can do that probably in a different program as well, but this stuff is like embedded in our Premiere. It's embedded in our libraries. So like for Adobe, so if we wanted to switch, we wouldn't not only have to like retrain literally everybody on DaVinci or Final Cut or whatever we switch to, but we'd also have to completely redo like all of our motion graphics that are consistent throughout the channel. So like it took us a long time to, you know, really hammer these in and get them like consistent and be able to use them. And like we train people, hey, like, you know, if you want to show something on screen, we use this, you know, just so you guys can look at it and you know exactly what you're expecting. Like if you see something like this, you understand that this is specs. I don't really like how this one looks because it's just a lot of information, but
PC, only gaming choice.
Something like this, you know, we have our icons, we have all this kind of stuff. You see that on screen and you know what you're expecting. So that's what we want to really do, is just try for consistency. Husky, thank you for the follow, man. Sorry, I missed that. Does each editor take care of sound, or is there specific audio flow for everyone follows? Bold of you to assume we have an audio person. No. It's every editor does their own. For the most part, yeah, everyone's just dealing with their own thing. So they'll get a video for this one. I mean, this is a little rough. I kind of was short on time by the end to really fine tune things like color and sound. Presets like this are valuable for real. Yeah, for sure. And we have some of them. Honestly, I think Short Circuit presents more of an issue for audio than LTT does, just due to the set location. The set is really echoey. It's in a big warehouse. We did a lot of work with like sound panels and things like that, but there's still a lot going on. There's like the air conditioning, there's people upstairs stomping around, like there's a lot going on there. So for Short Circuit, we do have some presets. The editors know to handle speech enhance. That's another thing we're using DaVinci for, is they have a really good dialogue enhancer. And then in Premiere, we'll do a little bit of work, sometimes in Audition as well, just to kind of smooth it out. But something like this for LTT, this is more just like checkerboarding the mics, making sure the levels are consistent throughout. So boosting people if they're a little bit quieter, taking people down if they're a little bit louder, aka Linus usually. And just kind of like crossfading between the tracks. It's very simple, and it's not very streamlined, but it's just what works for us in our current workflow, because we don't have a proper sound mixer. We don't have a proper dedicated sound guy on set or anything like that. All of our audio is coming just from the lav mics, and then if it's a scripted or like if it's like a seated or standing A-roll, there'll sometimes be like a 416 mic, but like a shotgun mic. But other than that, it's just those two. We'll always have backups too, but yeah, really comes down to pre and onset to get the cleanest. So like I said, there's no onset specific person, there's no boom op or anything like that. It's just mostly lav mics, especially for vlogs. Cool. Anyway, sorry, I was talking about the intro briefly. We can just watch the intro.
One by one, we've been setting up our team with...
Oh, jeez. Sorry. Hold on. I meant to pause my music, not the video. Let's watch the I'm proud of it.
One by one, we've been setting up our team with $5,000 ultimate tech upgrades.
So this... Basically, I mean, I'm just going to go, I guess, just kind of talk about how I did this. Mostly just because I want to. But yeah, so this is just, I literally just took, how many is this for? Like 16 AMD upgrades, and just like, I don't know, I just like cropped them, like brought them all down. This is all in After Effects. So I made a grid in After Effects, sized these all down, and then I had to scrub through them to get past the intro, or like the appetizer, the intro, like the animated intro, and then through like all like the on-screen graphics. Like I wanted to just get it to like the point where it's just people walking around doing stuff. So that was a little tricky. I wasn't trying to line them up with anything except for I had to line up Kyle's and I had to line up Tynan's to match the intro, which you'll see in a minute.
They can spend on anything they choose, from board games to...
So then I'd zoom in to the board games, this was in the guidance from Elijah. So to when he says board games, we mention Cal's upgrade with all the board games. So I had to line this shot up with that.
Extremely scary induction.
And then I moved all the way over to the induction forge portion of Tynan's, which was near the end. After Effects motion blur, yeah.
Forges. And today, it is Colin, our production assistant.
Yeah. So that was a fun one. I'm usually really, like, I don't know. I find these really difficult to do, the appetizers. There are a lot of people that are really, really good at them in our department. Shout out to Robert and Oliver Hoffman, you know, like these guys. And like they all, like everyone's good at them, in my opinion. But like, I'm not. And I don't do them enough to like anymore to really like believe that I'm very good at doing them. So every time I make one, I'm like, that's fine. And then I look back at it, I'm like, that's so basic. Like, it's just text on screen. And I know that like some people don't like them too flashy. Some people don't like them at all. Some people really want them like quick and snappy. So it's tough to make everyone happy. I just kind of try to do something that's like visually interesting, but not too scary. This one, I was a little worried about the masking and the cutting and the zooming, like that it was going to be too fast for the audience. But ultimately, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I mean, there's some imperfections you can see right here. Like they did this pretty quickly, so like the masking's not great. But I really just wanted to make sure that like it was snappy, it was engaging, but it wasn't too flashy and too distracting for the audience as well. But I think I'm happy with this. I think got the point across better than just Linus on screen here saying $5,000 and we're just watching Linus and then like the videos pop up when he talks about them. I think that's pretty boring. And I really just play off of the lines that Linus says. Like, I don't have a script for this. This is unscripted, right? So I just have to listen to what Linus is saying and just kind of match that as best I can. So when he's like,
one by one, we've been setting up our team
one by one. So I slide them in one by one. You know, as it goes. I obviously couldn't literally do one by one or this would take forever. So I did 4x4, I guess. But
$5,000.
And then we get the $5,000, we get the sponsored by AMD, and it gets put together. It gets the point across and straight to the content. Exactly, yeah. It doesn't need to take too long. Hey Danish Prince, how you doing? If when you get the 5,000 tech upgrade, what would you spend it on? This is a question I've been asking myself since the inception of this concept. Now, I don't know if or when I'm going to get one. So I try not to spend too much time thinking about it. And it's been tough because I kind of went from like literally everything in my setup could be upgraded if I wanted to I've slowly upgraded everything myself over the years. From like winning stuff at the Christmas party or literally just like I have, you know, like I got like a gift or I felt like I had enough money at a certain time and I just bought something that I wanted or I needed. So everything's kind of just been upgraded. Like it started with I wanted to get like you know, I was like, okay, well I could upgrade my CPU and motherboard, like change my platform and you know, upgrade that, get some more RAM, you know, get a new case, get a new monitor, get a light for streaming. I ended up getting all of that. Get a new mouse. Got that too. Keyboard. Like, I ended up getting everything that I wanted from both the Christmas party and just from, like, life over the years. Excuse me. So, now I'm sitting here at the point where I'm like, if I literally got picked, like, tomorrow, I have no idea what I would upgrade. I mean, it's AMD, and I've been talking a little bit about in my life of switching to an NVIDIA GPU just because I'm starting to have issues with mine, even though it's not that old. So it's like, okay, but my CPU is also kind of brand new, so there'd be literally no reason. I have a 7900 X3D, so there's no reason for me to upgrade that. My GPU would be kind of ridiculous to upgrade it, but I technically could. But it would have to be an AMD card. I'd probably get what Colin got. The what did he get? The 79 XTX or something, 7900 XTX, something like that. There it is.
Is a gamer. I mean, I guess if you have nobody to talk, because all right, we've gone with a 70.
Yeah, this one. I might go for something like that. I'm looking at probably a green screen. I don't think I'll spend my own money on that anytime soon. So maybe a green screen for streaming. I'd probably upgrade my second monitor, even though it doesn't need an upgrade. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I kind of have everything that I would want. I mean, I'm not a console gamer, so I probably wouldn't go any consoles. Maybe furniture. I just got free lights. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, there's so many things I guess I could do, but I don't really know what that would be yet. I'm thinking, like, I'll just wall mount everything. I don't know. But I'm also renting, so, like, is that really a smart idea? I don't know. So, I haven't quite decided yet. More van upgrades. I mean, maybe. The van's not here right now, but I guess we could do more van upgrades. That would be an interesting niche for the video, but I don't know. Winning stuff at the Christmas party. I'm gonna use that line next time I get caught shoplifting. I mean, isn't that the meme though? That's the meme with all of these. It's like, oh yeah, I got it at the Christmas party. It's like, okay. It's like, it's actually true. It's actually true. The amount of phones that I just have because I end up throwing tickets in them for fun and then I end up winning phones is hilarious. I'm just like, okay, I guess I just hoard them now. Except I just lost one today. I just found this in my drawer. You guys can see it. It's expanding. Which is sad because like this is one of the phones I would have like gone back to or kept because it has a headphone jack and I think it's got SD card in it, but it's really sad, so I had to get rid of that. This is a bummer. My Samsungs. What tech does one get for the one that has it already? You know, that's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying I have it all. I definitely don't. And I'm not saying I'm rolling in it. Oh, I would get a new TV and the TV I have is broken, but like the TV's technically broken, but it technically works perfectly fine. It just has a line through it. So it's like, and if you just ignore the line, it's a perfectly fine TV. So it's like, this is kind of stuff I would just live with forever if like I didn't have this job. But then like being faced with that prospect kind of makes you think about what you would get. It just feels really awkward. It feels bad. I'm just like, I don't, sorry, play the music again. You know, like I don't want to feel like, oh, I need to upgrade all this stuff because it's just not the newest. It's like I'm not that kind of person, so it's just a little weird to kind of think about. But I'll see if it comes down to it. I'll make a list. Like LTT has some legendary Christmas parties. Everyone's getting something. They're pretty big. They're a pretty big deal. Like Linus says, you know, it's not mandatory, but you better be there. You know, so yeah, they're a really good time. We get some good stuff out of Christmas parties, and I mean, we're so big now. It's no longer everyone gets everything. It's most people will get something, and there's a limit on how much you can get, just because there's so many people now. But it's still a really good time, even if you don't get anything. It's a really good time. I'm excited for when we finally get a video where one is just I straight up stole it from The Office. I mean, those are like, I'd say that's more legit for the older. Not older, but like for the people that have been with the company longer, like the Dennises of the world, because they've been there for that long and they were there at a time where, you know, no one was really watching anything and everything was everybody's and you could just kind of take it home if you wanted to. So I'd say if there's anyone that legitimately stole, quote unquote, stole anything, it would be from the people that have been with the company the longest. I think that's pretty safe to say. We have another question from Discord. I got Bao, who's not here. Bao's not here to hear his question. It's okay. I'll catch him on the VOD. Bao asked, have you worked as an editor before LMG? And if you have, then have you noticed any significant pros and cons from working at LMG? So I haven't worked professionally as an editor before LMG. This is technically my first professional editing job, which, like, so grateful. Like, insane way into the industry for sure. Very, very grateful, very lucky to be here. Before LMG, I was in school. I was going to university for motion picture arts. So that's basically that course was just all of the film industry. So you'd learn like the Hollywood way of, you know, all the set positions, positions on set, producing, directing, post-production, sound design a little bit, history of film, all that kind of stuff, script writing. So we did all of it. I did 2 years of that, and it was super fun, super stressful, and a lot of money, but it was really good. And I went in not knowing what I wanted to do, and then I left knowing I wanted to do post-production or editing, because it was like the one thing that I actually enjoyed, and it was the one thing I was actually good at. So I was like, okay, that's what we're gonna do. But I was working in retail for 100,000 years, and I hated it. Well, it was really great in the beginning, and then I did it for about 4 years, and by like year 3, I was like, please no more, please no more, I don't want to do this. And I was madly applying to everything for about 2 years, and then I finally stumbled into LMG. But yeah, I had no prior professional experience, which is why it was I don't know, it was a bit of a Hail Mary that I ended up getting hired, because all my experience was whatever dumb videos I make on YouTube, which are just like cuts of other TV shows basically, to music. And yeah, and then whatever I made in film school, which was a handful. Like I made 3, I think as an editor I only worked on about 2 things, and other positions I worked on about 4 videos, or short films I should say. So my editing experience was limited, but I did know a good chunk of what I was doing. And then I got to LMG, and I went from knowing like basic Premiere to like knowing everything in Premiere in about a year. So like it was just like fast tracked my learning. It's insane. And I'm still learning. There's still stuff in Premiere that I don't quite, well, it's not that I don't understand, but stuff in Premiere I haven't done. There's stuff I haven't used. Usually referring to troubleshooting issues. There's still problems with Premiere that we have, and I'm like, I don't know how to fix that. Do you do any other editing work for people other than LMG? Not at the moment. I did a little bit for Nick. I don't know if that VOD's still on Twitch or not, but I have that VOD, so I might put that up on YouTube at some point. I did a little short video for Nick a while back, and I don't know if that's gonna pick up and actually be a regular thing or what. You know, Sammy and I have talked about collabing on some stuff, but it's also unclear. I'm out there. I'm on Fiverr. I'm out there. I'm asking, you know, I have an email on my Twitter for people that, you know, might need something being edited, but so far nothing like set in stone, nothing professional. I haven't really picked up anything freelance. So I'm really just kind of editing at LMG and then doing my own thing here on stream with you guys. I think I'm leaning into more the streaming side of it than I am freelance editing, because freelance editing can be really tricky. It's very saturated right now. Like there are a lot of editors out there that do what I do, and are doing it for other people. So it can be kind of tough to like, I don't know, break in there and like find whatever niche, because like, I mean, I can edit anything, right? I can edit in any kind of genre, so just picking a genre and sticking with it is a bit tough for me. And like I love LMG to death, you know, but the editor inside of me also really wants to work on things like narratives or documentaries, or, you know, some other kind of type of video. And I'd love to do that. I can't seem to find anyone. Can't seem to find the work that's out there at the moment. So we're working on it. And right now, I mean, for this foreseeable future and hopefully forever, I mean, I can keep streaming with you guys. This is what I love to do. Honestly, this makes me happy in my spare time, is streaming with you guys. And so I'm really kind of trying to put in some work into growing my stream, getting the Discord in, getting the Twitch up. Because if I can do this, then that means it frees up my time to actually do some editing. Whether it's something like what I have open right now is actually from my Deadlock stream. I pulled some clips, and I'm gonna put this together either later today or tomorrow, and put it up on YouTube as another short for you guys. So, I mean, yeah, this is what I want to be able to do. And then if I can get other people's content that they'll let me edit on stream, I can do more editing streams, I can do more gaming streams, and I can just, spend my days chilling with you folks, because that's kind of fun. I like it. Thank you guys for the follows. Thank you, Lextext and Scarlet. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Welcome. Hope you're having a good day. But yeah, sorry, more questions. Almost exactly how I got started getting hired as an intern for social media at a church. I mean, where else do you start? You do your own little side projects in your own free time, as a kid, and you go to school maybe. But it's really hard. Like, you have to start somewhere. You have to start professionally somewhere. And I mean, I'm very grateful for LMG because it is an amazing professional start for me. Like, to be on a channel that big or to be at a company with channels as big as LTT. Insane. Very little experience to learning, using the tools every day. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I honestly have more experience being a barista than I do in editing, but that's not true. I've been editing longer than I worked at Starbucks, but I've been editing for about 6 years, and then Starbucks was about 4, but it feels like that because it just, I don't know, that's just where I started. So what would you like to edit for if not LMG? I mean, yeah, I basically went over that. I mean, I have an itch. I'd love to work on a narrative. I'd love to work on a documentary or interview style something. We don't do a lot of that at LMG, and they are my favorite content to edit because it's so creative. It's so fun. And when it hits right, when you get the right cuts, it just, it feels so good. Any editors in chat will know what I'm talking about. I don't know. That's what I want to do. That's where I want to kind of work on. I mean, I don't want to do that like picking any niche full time is tough, because if you do that, then eventually it's going to feel like work, right? And at this point, because I'm doing a lot of reduced editing in my job, and I'm very grateful for my supervising position as well, but because I'm doing a lot less editing, I just kind of really want to edit anything at this point, which is why, doing this was just so much fun, because it finally got me back into and this in general, this one upgrade, because I've done a few other upgrades before, but this one in particular was super fun. Like, these guys were hilarious. They were just off the wall. Colin's amazing. Elijah's amazing. Linus is hilarious. Like, it was such a great video to work on. Chef kiss cuts. Yeah, you know what I mean. Exactly. So yeah, this was a super fun time. A lot of a lot of gooning jokes. I think that's why Linus is like, yeah, we need a bro to edit this. We need someone who's gonna cancel me. And I was like, yeah, fair enough. This is a really fun one. All the camera nerd stuff, music nerd stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It was a good video. What's your from Discord, Trevor? You're on Discord. What's your favorite form or camera footage to edit with? Yeah, see, you asked me a camera nerd question, and I don't really have answers because I'm not a camera person, man. I edit. I'm post-production. I don't deal with cameras. It doesn't matter to me what they shoot. Okay, I will say I hated using the red footage. I'm sorry. I hated when we used red, and I hated when we used the Ursas, because it was just nothing but problems. Ursa's was more they had shooting issues with it, and then it would fall into post-production. But the the red, it was because they'd shoot in 8K, and then trying to put that in Premiere, they shoot in 4K, but then sometimes it would be in 8K, for back in the day. This is back when I started. for like Tech Wiki and Tech Link. Sometimes it would be in 8K, and I'm like, I can't make this work because Premiere would just struggle, and like it would hurt so bad. Even with proxies, it was just a mess. And it was like, yeah, I understand the quality's great, but it's gonna take me like 3 days to edit because every move I make takes about 5 seconds to load. So that was I have a love-hate with Red. Yeah, I mean, that was a mess. I mean, using the Red cameras to shoot, because I used to shoot when I started as well. I was an editor shooter, so I did a little bit of it. I don't really remember a lot. I just remember struggling like back and forth because we'd constantly switch between the Ursas and the Reds, and just trying to remember which one was which and what settings for which. And now it's all FX6s and FX3s, and they're all basically the same. So it's like I can actually wrap my brain around it. I mean, there's still a lot about cameras that I don't understand, and that's probably why I don't really like it that much. I don't like shooting. There's just too much technically involved in it, and I don't know enough yet. I mean, I could learn it, but like I don't know enough to make it really good. So I'd rather someone really good do it, and then I can make it really good in post. But because like I did a lot of the shooting on location. Like we would go, like I did the France videos with Luke. I did the data center. I did the data center. What was it for? I don't remember who the company was, but I went to the data center in New York with Linus. Oh, the IBM. There was the IBM tour with Linus. That's what I did. I did some shooting for Google in New York with James. And then I did that Austin video with Emily. Yeah, the AMD, there was an AMD launch in Austin that I did with Emily. So, yeah, I mean, I did a lot of that stuff, and it worked out fine for the most part. They were easy shoots, but it was just like, I don't know, it wasn't my jam. I just much would rather like, you know, be editing. I mean, I went to Taiwan for Computex once, and all I did was edit, and I was happy with that. I didn't need to go shooting on the show floor. I just wanted to edit. So yeah, that's just kind of where I lie with that. But I mean, in terms of editing with the footage, I'd say what we do use now is perfectly fine. I love the log, or the S-Log footage. It's easy. We can make our set LUTs for it, so color correcting is easy. It's easy footage to work with. It doesn't break Premiere endlessly. I like it. I learned to do games podcasting myself before getting hired in games industry. Often think that learning experience and process was very invaluable. Yeah, 100%. And I mean, that's kind of what was told to me when I got hired, was that like, we're looking at you because you're not coming from another studio. So there's no like ingrained processes in your mind that, you know, we have to undo. And I mean, that's the same with a lot of our hires. Most of them don't come from really anything else other than what their own projects or school. And it works out so much better because then we can teach freshly. We can teach our process freshly, because our process is not necessarily the industry standard either. We do a lot of the things just kind of like how we've always done it. And that can be tough if someone's really ingrained in industry standard and they're like, no, I gotta do it my way. Then well, if they're like that, they're probably not a really good person to hire if they're not going to listen to you. But I just mean, like, it's just easier. I don't know. It's easier to train someone who isn't already been trained. And so that's kind of what they were looking at for me as well. Red just isn't worth it much anymore for day to day. Just too much information to speed through. Always wonder what happened with the Ursa cameras. They slowly disappeared. I think they went more streamlined. I honestly don't have the whole answer for that. I think we were just streamlining more, and all the shooters wanted to switch to Sony. They were really tired of the Ursas, and I think there were a lot of technical issues with the Ursas as well. A lot of footage corruption, a lot of just like failing to work, a lot of maintenance issues. And there was no reason for it. We didn't need to shoot in 12K or whatever. We didn't need to shoot insane footage. Or like a giant camera. We just need something that is 4K and gets the job done. And that ended up being the Sonys. All right, Zachary, thank you for the follow, man. Thank you. Just saw the tweet. Oh, there you go. Thanks for coming in. Hope you're doing good. Have you watched the video yet? You gotta watch the video. That's the only rule. I mean, I want you to be in the stream, but watch the video. I mean, you can watch it while being on the stream. It's not like, I mean, we're just be talking over each other. We're going for 40 minutes, bow. I was just talking about you. I'm sorry, man. Twitch notifications letting people down again. What is that? What is that? That sucks, man. I'm sorry. No, I was just talking about you. I did answer your question earlier that you dropped in Discord, but there'll be a VOD, so you'll see it. Don't worry. You can catch up on everything you missed. Hey, Skyblock. How you doing? You and Elijah are live. I know. I saw that. He's live at the same time as I am. It's interesting timing. Then I don't get his view, man. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I hope he's having a good time streaming over there. I think he's doing Minecraft. I don't know. I didn't look. Hey, boss man. Good to see you. Good to see you again. Is it ever weird to have to edit LTT's wacky aspect ratio? Nah. I mean, the one that they shoot in and the one that we edit in, slightly different. At least for LTT it is. But not by much. It's fine. I rarely have to adjust any sort of like framing or anything like that. That's usually fine. So there's really no issues with it. It's fine. We just do that for YouTube because YouTube's a little bitch and they like reduce your quality no matter what. So there's no point in us struggling to edit at a really high bitrate 4K if it's going to be decompressed anyway. So we just take that down a notch so that Premiere doesn't break and we can actually get our jobs done. Because that's the thing. First, you have to shoot Blackmagic RAW and process in DaVinci before sending to Premiere for proper workflow. Yeah. And like, who's doing that? Like, we don't have time for that. For real. None of us have time for that. It's just so much easier to work with the Sonys now. I mean, like, yeah, like this is all Sony. This video, I love this video, but my God, the color correction made me want to die. Like, I don't know what's going on with Colin's house, but oh, did I miss a clip here actually? Oh no, I might have. So what I ended up doing, going through the whole thing, I did a whole pass with our LUT. Then I did a whole pass adjusting each clip individually based on the lighting. And then I had to do a third pass like on Friday, like the day before the weekend where it was supposed to come out. Like cutting the yellow. Cause it was all of it. It's Linus's hair, it's his skin, it's the kitchen, and it's this freaking light bulb. So all of it sucks. It was just the worst. Cause it was like when Linus's hair is like normal, you know what it's supposed to look like. But now it's like this blonde, it actually looks red there for some reason. But it's just this like blonde thing, and he ended up blending in to like every environment in this house because Colin's lights, because we had this like here, yeah, this light. So this light bulb was a different color than every other light bulb in the house. So this light bulb was like yellow orange. It was like deep tungsten. The kitchen was even oranger, like the shade of Linus's hair. So when I just threw the LUT on this that we use for every video, Linus' skin and his hair were the same color. And he blended into this back wall with this light. And I was like, huh. So I had to separate all those colors. I mean, he's still kind of the same color as his hair, but some contrast really helped with that. But, sorry, Eder, for the different light. Yeah, Elijah actually mentioned it when they put up the Govee lights, but it was way worse before that. So this light is actually way more yellow than this through the camera. I had just like tanked it. I just like took the the white balance that's like blue or orange. I just took it like all the way to blue without artifacting anything else, thankfully. And then they do shots like this. Come on, like this. So Colin's sitting here under this. They brought a camera light. So there's a camera light with a diffuser in this room that's behind Colin here. And this camera light is set to daylight, basically. So there's daylight from that light coming on the back of Colin. There's tungsten light coming from the back of Linus with his orange yellow hair. And I'm like, okay, so I gotta split this scene. And then, oh my God, this music's so dramatic for this talk. And then what else happened? Oh yeah, and then they'd switch to this window. They'd switch to the window. Hey, Eli, Boca, welcome. Welcome. How you guys doing? We're talking about the new LTT video that came out that I worked on and Elijah worked on. So stick around. You may be interested. I'm totally not talking about him behind his back. How you guys doing? I hope you had a good stream, man. Hope you guys had some fun. But yeah, come on in. Right now, I'm just kind of bitching about the lighting here 'cause it's really funny. What the? What? No, it's fine. It's fine. Nothing to worry about, Eli. It's fine. It's all good. No, so sorry, chat. Oh my god, everyone's coming in. Hi guys. I'm sorry. There's so many things. Okay, Ashel, thank you for your follow, man. James BG, Red Fogel, Stinky, I Heart Waffles. That's a great name. Thank you guys. How you guys doing? Oh, your holes. What are you even talking? No, I'm not talking bad about you. I'm just talking about you. There's a difference. There's a clear difference. Ears were burning, so raid commenced. He knew, chat. He knew. I don't know how he knows. He knows when I talk about him. Random gamer. Thank you, man. Thank you. You should have used a crane, hold the diffuse panel outside the balcony. Yeah, I mean, okay, so chat, just to catch up on the Raiders, what we're talking about right now is all the mixed lighting in Colin's house, because it drove me crazy during the edit. It was really funny. So I was talking, just before you guys came in, about these scenes over here. So we'd shoot against this wall with Linus's blonde hair, his yellow skin, the orange kitchen, the tungsten light in this corner, and then there's a daylight camera light behind Colin in one scene. So after I'm dealing with that, then we turn around and we face this window, which is just streaming daylight, like blindingly so, into Colin, into the living room. But then there's also a cast on the edge of Linus here from the orange light coming in from the other side. So like that's super fun. And then we'd constantly just flip back and forth. And then this is like turning a little bit, so it's more orange over here. But like this light behind Colin's head right here was like not as orange as the one in by the door. So like they were different levels of tungsten. I don't know. It was just insane. It was just insane. Like the amount of headache I had trying to color grade this. Cause like this wall, before I treated this scene, this wall was like kind of bluish and it was like kind of okay. Like it looked fine. But this was like dark yellow. Like this was super orange. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do here. So I put overall the whole scene. I could have masked it, which is usually what I do if it's particularly difficult. I'll mask it. But this one I just ended up putting a full blue tint on the whole scene. And it just took this down a lot. So this actually ended up being whiter than usual, which is fine. And then it actually made this light look normal. So the whole scene looks light. And then it brought Linus's hair to what it probably should be, even though it looks a little red. I think I leaned a little too heavy on the pink, but yeah, it was insane. It was quite the mixed lighting. And then where's Eli's line? Yeah, right here. Where they put up the Gobi lights.
Oh, even more mixed light in here. Sorry, editor.
Yeah, I was mad. Could you tell? This is me being like, yeah, thanks. I'm just gonna I was so tired by this point. I was so tired of messing with like all the orange and all the blue that I was like, screw it, every slider to orange, every slider to red. Like I'm just gonna just because you said it, just because you mentioned it. No, I know it's not you. I know it's not you, Eli. It was just, oh man, it was so funny. I was like, how many different light bulbs does Colin have in his house that aren't the same color? Like, I don't know. If I ever get an AMD upgrade, I'm literally going to go around my house and make sure all my light bulbs are the same color. I'd assume manual white balance. I don't know, actually. I mean, they tweak the white balance on the cameras before they shoot, usually. And there's presets on the cameras. There's 3 presets for white balance based on where you are. And so I think they probably just picked one for being inside. But there's no way that they're flipping it back and forth for each side of the room that they're shooting on. Maybe I'll have to talk to Andrew. I don't know what he did. If he just left it. I wouldn't be surprised if they just left it. Cause like, That would be easier as a shooter. There's no way you're going to remember every time to change your white balance based on where you're shooting when it's run and gun vlog like this, where like 1 minute you're facing here and then everyone turns around, you're facing the window. So I wouldn't blame him for not changing it and just kind of like fix it in post. But yeah, this one was particularly rough. Like most AMD upgrades are tough because it's a different person's house and everyone has lights in different areas and all that kind of stuff. But this one was particularly tough, and I gotta say, most of it's because of Linus's blonde hair. If he didn't have this hair, he would just look like these guys, and I could make it work. But since he had this hair, I had to spend extra time making sure that his skin was not the same shade as his hair, because that happened for most of the video, and he just looked like this like yellow blob, and I was like, how am I supposed to do this? Did Elijah put all these light bulbs in? Probably. He rigged it before. Interesting to hear an editor's perspective in LTT. Recently just watched Terran's How to Edit 6-Hour video from like 7 years ago. Oh wow, I actually haven't watched that yet. Terran's video. I hear it's really good though. Terran's a fantastic editor, so I mean you're gonna learn a lot from him. I'm actually so jealous of his macros. I tried at one point. I was like, what if I just made a bunch of macros? And I was like, this is gonna take too long. Like, there's no way I can learn this. Changing all my lights to mix just for you. If you do, I swear to God, I'm not editing that video. I will delegate that. I'll give it to Hoffman or something and he'll hate me. I'm a supervisor now. I'll just delegate. Oh man, yeah, it was tough. Oh my God, I'm missing out on all these things. Sorry guys. Dasoni, thank you for the follow, man. Boss man for the prime. You know what's up. Thank you, man. One Love Racer and Not That Shaman. Thank you for the follows, guys. This is awesome. You guys are awesome. Macros would be helpful, but it's coding that breaks my brain. Oh my God, coding is... Don't even talk to me about coding. I love motion graphics, and I would love to be able to do more of them. Like something more complicated than this. But the coding that's involved in After Effects, like, actually kill me. Like, I can't do it. My brain does not brain when it comes to coding. And I've tried to take some classes. I've tried to like learn a little bit of coding for whatever. I find game design fascinating and I would love to get into it, but my God, I cannot wrap my brain around how coding works in any way, shape, or form. So I just let it be. I'm just like, maybe one day. I don't know. I don't have the time to invest in like, you know, fixing how I think to get it done. But does After Effects have a scripting thing or something? No, nothing about After Effects. Yeah, so I guess I could open After Effects. I'm logged into Adobe. In After Effects, there is, whenever you have like anything, like a graphic or whatever, there's source text. And so you can go into source text and you can change it to be whatever it is that you want it to be. And you can, that's how all of our Mogarts are made. So how, let me find one for you. Where are my Mogarts? There. So these guys, not this text at the top, but all these like things underneath, these are what we call Mogarts, and they're already in Premiere. So for in Premiere, they'd be in Essential Graphics. So they're like these things that you can just like click and drag. These are just default Adobe graphics. But they're like pre-done graphics, and then you can go into them in Premiere and you can edit what they say, what they look like, all that kind of stuff pre-done without having to like change much, which is super cool. And they're from After Effects. So you create them in After Effects, you import them into Premiere, and then in Premiere you get simplified settings that are done a certain way. I can't show you the LTT ones because this is my personal account, but okay, yeah, my disk, okay, all right, my disk cache is full. Maybe I don't show you in After Effects. I don't have anything to open in After Effects, but you get the idea. Anyway, so in After Effects, there's like a little line that says source text, and you can go in there and you can manipulate the code, telling it, you know, where it's grabbing its data from, you know, what it's supposed to be doing, things like that. So you can make more complicated effects. I can't. Like, the Mogarts that we use, I mean, Nicole, well, if you guys are old-timey and you remember the name Pella, he created most of them, I think, and then it got handed off to Nicole, and now Nicole handles all of them, so because I can't. But basically, like, these are all coded in After Effects to be like, you know, have, you know, text name, text color, box opacity, box shape and size, things like that. So that's all coded in After Effects, and then you bring it into Premiere, and then you have all those settings spelled out for you. So for any editor to use, it's super simple, and it tells you exactly what you're manipulating. Whereas in After Effects, that's all in code. So yeah, I'm not great at it. I don't really know what to do. Oh, posture check. Sorry, Bao. Oh, I got you, man. That's a name I haven't heard in forever. I know. Well, I never met the guy. I never met him. He was before my time as well, but talked about a lot in the office or in our department anyway. So yeah, he did most of these things. I don't have any more complicated Mogart. Oh, I guess another good example is the end credits. This is also a Mogart. So the end credits in Premiere, it's like you can change this thanks for watching, change the colors, obviously the green and the purple. You can add the LTT pictures from the site.
To win whatever it is that
it's coded, like the motion graphic of it coming
really
up.
Angry puppy. Let's see you later.
The motion graphic of this coming up is all done in After Effects. We just time it in Premiere, so we just lay it out properly so it sits over top of the cut from this scene to Linus at the door. Here's a good example of what Linus looks like 90% of this video. I tried my best, but he's literally standing under the tungsten light, so he's just an orange boy. Looks like an Oompa Loompa. Anyway, moving on. So all of this, how the text is animated in, that's all After Effects code, things like that. And then how it switches to ECC. So all this stuff is editable in Premiere, so we could put in all the names of all the people, all the ECC squad, things like that. And it's just hard baked in for us. So all we have to do as an editor is click, drag the credits, and then fill in the names, and that's it. Haven't seen this video because of time zones. Oh no, James, you gotta watch it, man. Well, it's up now. I mean, it's been up for a while, so go ahead, watch it and watch my stream at the same time. Be a multitasker. I believe in you. What else we got? How you guys doing? Frodo, thanks for this. Thank you for the follow, man. Sorry I missed that. Oh, I need to play with that in PR. Yeah, you got to do it, man. It's super fun. If you know anything, yeah, source text and pre-comps are life-changing. Like, for real. If you have a brain for coding, I'd say, and you like to create like motion graphics, go for it. It's super fun. And when you can make a thing correctly, it's so cool. It's so cool. I want to be able to do it. I gotta tap into that brain, that part of my brain. Gotta get your title edited on the LMGR team page. I know. Okay, I've been told this multiple times by family and friends, about it. But first of all, I have no idea who's handling the website, so that's my first issue. I need to just ask around and figure out who's the one that's doing the website. Second of all, I just keep forgetting. I don't know. I'm so busy, man. I got a lot of things to do. I know it's important because then it's the proper title and everything. But I just haven't gotten around to it. Maybe at some point. Maybe this week I'll ask about it. I also don't want to be that person to be like, I'm actually a supervisor, so you gotta fix that for me. Like I'm not gonna be that person. I know that's not how it would come across, but it's just what it sounds like in my head. I'd get ready for school, but I'll watch it after school. Okay, cool. Have fun at school, man. I mean, if school can be fun, hopefully you have fun there. I don't know. What was your favorite part while watching the raw footage the first time? I don't know. I mean, like, it's probably just the jokes. Like, right around, I don't know if you guys have Floatplane, but you should. Floatplane.com. If you guys get Floatplane, you'll see all the extras and stuff. Right around here, after the Floatplane thing, right around here is when it started getting really unhinged. I don't know what it's getting near the end of the day, and they were just losing their minds. This was pretty funny. Even the raw footage, there was a lot of good stuff cut that wouldn't really be mostly appropriate for YouTube. All this stuff was hilarious. This is just, it's all made me laugh. The music thing was cool. I liked hearing I liked hearing Colin play extended playing, you know, the guitar, and I mean, it was tough for me to cut most of it because it was just super cool to hear about the whole thing. It was just a really long segment. I was trying to get it under 30 minutes, but yeah, this stuff is super awesome, and it was really fun to watch him, to hear him play. Because I mean, I personally, I'm trying to learn guitar. I have one. I haven't really played it recently, but I really want to learn. I've never played guitar in my life. So I just thought this stuff was really cool. Started watching the extra. Do you also edit the extras, or did that get sent to someone else? That is Sammy. That is my boy Sammy. He is a legend on the social team. That man puts out some of the best extras. He actually, yeah, he does all the editing. Not all. I assume all the editing for the social team. So he does the Floatplane exclusives. And he edits them. I haven't watched the extras myself, but I'd say they're probably pretty well cut together, because that's just what he does, and he's hilarious. He makes some good jokes. 30 minutes like the standard target for this type of video. Do you ever request a variance or something if you think it would be better as a 40-minute, 20-minute? Well, anything under 30 is fine. That's acceptable. Usually for an LTT, like a regular LTT, we want to strive for under 20 minutes. If it's very information heavy, or if it's a vlog, over like mid 20s, like 20 to 25 minutes is pretty standard. Overall, for every LTT, we try to stay under 30 minutes. I mean, it's just for retention. I mean, how many people do you know nowadays that are sitting through a full 30-minute video? I understand that our audience and you guys, because you guys are, I mean, come on, you guys are superior, and you know, you have that, like, that adult attention span that you're proud of. I know it. But everyone else, they may not. So it's tough for retention with the longer that the videos get. Put Subway Surfer on the video. I mean, we did that, and then Floatplane got mad, and YouTube was happy. I mean, no one can win, right? If you watch that, it was the City Skyline video that Alex did. I don't remember what it was about, but there was a section of the video where they just put gameplay under it, and like the boomers on Floatplane got really upset. They're like, what the hell, man, I didn't want this. And then YouTube was like, oh my god, that's genius, you guys should do more of that. I was like, oh my god, what are we dealing with here? But yeah, so we try to keep them under 30 minutes. Something like this, like AMD upgrades, usually always under 30 or around 30, 31 at the most. Just because there's always so much fun content, and we don't want to cut it all out just to like get to a timestamp. But at the same time, you don't want to drag it out with a bunch of jokes that aren't related to the content either. And it's also sponsored, so you have to be wary of that as well. But something historical, something that everyone's excited about, like Scrapyard Wars or Secret Shopper, those are fine to go over if the content makes sense to go over that time. Because like everyone's been waiting for it. There's so much hype around it. I don't think retention is going to be an issue. It's more just like making sure that the content is relevant to stay in there. That's actually another video I kind of wanted to talk about at some point, is the Secret Shopper from this year. Because I actually ended up editing the first episode of that, and that was one that I was very, very proud of. Still am, because of the whole monk intro. I mean, I could talk about it today, I guess, if you guys wanted me to. This was more about the video that came out today, but yeah, if you guys were down for that, we could take a look at Secret Shopper as well. But yeah, see, a lot of the regular videos are 20 minutes ish, and the vlogs like crazy servers like 30. Yeah, I mean that's just how it goes. Especially like, okay, I mean, I could show you guys. Oh god, if I can even find it. This was a long time, not a long time ago, but it was a while ago. There's a video I did about a server, and I think it was pretty close to 30 minutes. Oh, I may not be able to find it. I should know all of these. Oh, there's Secret Shopper. This is the one I'm talking about. It was before that, I think. I should know all of these because I'm handling the translations. I should see all these thumbnails like daily. Let me see. Anyway, there was one server video that, I mean, if you've seen it, you would know. Is it this one? No, not the one with Sam. It was the other one. It's the one where Linus, Dan, Jake, just Linus, Dan, and Jake. Yeah, Linus, Dan, and Jake were in a room. It's this one, I think it's this
6-inch
one.
cable.
No, not that one. It was the one where they were setting up the server. They were putting it in labs for the first time, and it was absolute chaos. It was insanity, that video, and I ended up editing it. It was such a good time. Like, I had so much fun editing that one, because those guys are fucking hilarious. But I'm pretty sure that one went over, just because it was just shenanigans, like, constantly. So those ones will be longer for sure, but I can't find it. I don't remember where it is, but the first server rack in labs, whatever it is, where they were putting it in, Linus is like riding around in it. It was just chaos. It was insane, but it was, it was super, super fun. So I
do the same thing.
Yeah, that one would be over 30. This one was over 30 for a while. I was able to cut it down to 28, which I was happy with, because it's kind of where we want to keep them as well. So. But yeah, regular videos, there's no reason for all of that content. So like 20 minutes. I mean, Sam's upgrades 20. Yeah, like anything scripted is going to be around 20 minutes because I think that's what the writers shoot for. So, I mean, yeah. What kind of input does the sponsor get in vetting the final edit? Make sure the brand was depicted positively. Well, there's a rule now for sponsors that they only get like 2 revisions per video. Just unless something happens and they end up getting more than that, only because we've had sponsors in the past that have, like, we send it to them and then they come back with their critique, we send it back to them, they send it to someone else up the chain, and then they have their say about it, and none of them know about video production, so they give us the most insane creative fixes that they shouldn't have input on. So there's a lot of there's a lot more rules now for sponsors to avoid a lot of that, because having them have creative input is really frustrating when it should just be about their brand and not about our choice and what we present as our brand. So yeah, right now it's better. AMD got they got a few days of time to look at it, and they only came back with 1 change actually, for the giveaway spot at the very beginning, which was nice. Some brands come back with a lot of fixes that they want to change, usually just something like they need added information about whatever it is that they're promoting, or if they don't like something that was talked about in the video, like if there was like a line that they just didn't agree with or thought wasn't accurate, then they could ask for that to be cut. But it's usually only things pertaining to the brand. And it's usually not too many fixes. Most times we send a video to brand, it's approved right away, or there's 1 round of fixes and it's approved. So it's really not too bad anymore. And AMD, they're chill. We like working with them. They're nice and chill, and we've done so many of these now. They know what to expect. So love Dan. He seems so sweet. Dan is a good man. He's a good boy. He's great. He's pretty quiet in real life, but he's a fun guy, and he's fun to talk to, fun to be around. Just rewatch that. Jake always acting disappointed in Linus doing things is hilarious. It's so funny. Network's bigger than, oh my, I knew I could rely on you guys to find it. I knew you would find it. That's such a good video. I guess I'll search for it. Should show up if I just search that. Or not. Why is it giving me all the old videos first? Did I pass it already? Oh, there it is.
My friend.
Yeah, so, yes, it's this one. This is... Wait, was it this one? No, this isn't the right one. That's not the right one. It's, oh, it's House Network. I don't remember which one it was. I want to... I don't remember. It doesn't matter. It was a good video. This is another one I worked on too. This one I'm also proud of. This was a fun one. The server run and the Ethernet run through the forest. That was a really fun video for me to edit. I wish I could edit more stuff like this. This was a good time. Talking about when we traveled to Europe for a car or something. Yeah. That was from the what was it? Worst videos video. It's basically that. I actually ended up working on something similar, like with a really bad sponsor, when I started, and that was one of the first few LTTs I ever worked on, and it was kind of traumatizing. I was like, I don't want to do this. Holy crap, thank you for the follow, man. Badger, thank you for the follow. You guys are awesome. Hope you're doing well. What's the silliest request you've gotten? I mean, it's just creative fixes. I gotta say, it's probably from that video. I don't know if I should talk about too much of it. I don't want to dog on the sponsor. But it was a rough video, and there were a lot of revisions, and there were a lot of creative choices that the brand was making that I thought were kind of stupid. Like they wanted certain sound effects added, they wanted certain graphics added that they shouldn't have asked for, and there was no reason to. And a lot of it was because the product itself was not really working as it should, and so they wanted to just kind of cover it up with like flashy things, and it was just it was just not even a good video, and it came out and wasn't very good. I was pretty upset with that video. It was really frustrating. BMW shoot. Yeah, the BMW shoot. That was a long time ago, way before my time. But yeah, that's basically what I'm talking about, is just like when brands take it to the next level of government in their brand, and they're just like, I have to talk about it from my point of view, and then it ends up coming back like 6 times and just sitting there, and it's like so unnecessary. You can get away with a lot in AMD. Yeah, they're chill. They're chill. We love that. She's like, hey, do you mean the one from 8 years ago? I mean, honestly, like, I can't search for anything ever. There's so many. Plus, like, all my recommended videos will just, like, is it? No, it's a router. Wi-Fi. Network switch. Like, what is this? Like, I'm not looking for this. I wasn't even at the it shows up like twice. Server room vlog. I don't know if I can find it. It's probably in the playlist. Hello? Oh, okay. It's not loading.
We've already made some big investments.
It's loud for me. Shocking. Labs building tour. Labs update. I mean, I worked on some of the updates, but oh my god, it's not even in here. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We'll find it eventually. Metal pipe sound effects. Yeah, I mean, okay, I'll tell you what the sound effect was that they wanted added. They wanted like and see if you could find the video. This is a task for you LTT super fans out there. If you can find the video that I'm talking about, it was a network router sponsored video, or an access point sponsored video. I actually don't even remember the name of the brand, and they wanted like a you know when you're like the boxing ring like bell, like the ding, like round one, or that's what they wanted added, and it was completely ridiculous for the whole video. So yeah, I'll let you guys go figure out what video I'm talking about. What's your favorite thing about working at LMG? Oh man, there's so much. Like, I don't know. I feel like I get asked this question a lot, but it's honestly just kind of everything. Like, the people there are amazing. I have so many friends now from LMG. I mean, you guys know, you came from Eli's stream, like, so many people. I mean, I don't want to name people because I feel like leaving people out just kind of shitty, but like, I don't know. I just have a lot of friends. The culture's amazing. Like, being in the office, everyone's super, super nice. Like, we all just have a really good time. Obviously the perks of the job are incredible and unlike any other job out there, right? Like, our Christmas parties are legendary, and you know, I'm able to get so much like amazing merch that you can't really get from anywhere else, things like that. The content's great. You know, working for Linus is incredible. He's such a great boss. He's a really good person. I don't know. I just have so much fun. Yeah, I mean, the 9 to 5 grind, the daily day to day is getting tough. I you know, I am a tired person, but it's nothing to do with the company or the job or anything like that. I think it's just I'm striving for a little bit more. I really want to start streaming full time with you guys. I think that'll be super, super fun, and just really focusing on my editing. But for now, I'm with LMG for as long as possible because I don't know, they're great people. They are good people, and they are. It's so fun. It's a once in a lifetime job. So I'm really happy with it. Thought I followed on the brand account I was streaming on earlier for a sec. Oh no. Well, thank you for the follow, man. Hey, I'm Daff. You're hope you're doing good. Thank you for the follow. What's the funniest clip from an LTT? Man, you Badger coming out here with the tough questions. Funniest clip from, I mean, there's so many, man. How am I supposed to pick one? I don't know. I mean, from this one, I could probably find one out of here. The Playboy scene in here was hilarious. Actually, I think one of my favorite bits was the this was a good bit with the like where you asked me to use my own product or zip ties. That was pretty funny. The heads, the Star Wars heads that was a good bit. I actually don't remember where that is in this video. That one made me laugh a lot. The Playboy scene. This Elijah, first of all, couldn't put these like evenly on the bottom, and then also left the hole
No, you can't.
immediately in the gap between them so you could see it.
The hole right in the gap between them.
That's a good bit. I don't know. There's so many funny. Like every video has so many good moments. I mean, like it's impossible to just pick one of all time, but there's so much fun. Google search sucks too. Yeah, I feel that. Sounds like a fun place to work at. It is. It's honestly so much fun. We have a lot of fun every day. I mean, yeah, it's stressful. Yeah, our grind is endless, and the releases are plenty, but it's always an adventure, and it's super good. Jake, Sarah, and David hanging out. Yeah, I mean, people found really close friends in the company. I mean, to be like me personally, I don't really hang out with people at work outside of work just because it's my own thing. I'm very introverted. I like to just, do my own thing, hang out with my close friends and family outside of work. But I mean, I consider any of these guys my friends, I love streaming with them too. Streamed a little with Sammy and Eli, and and it's just a good time. Lab tour at LTX last year, insane watching them develop happening, actually walking through it. It's unrecognizable on camera. Yeah, it's super cool. I mean, it's funny because like it is my job, and I've talked about this with other people before, but it is my job. So it's like I'm there all the time. I'm at the office, it's just my everyday now. But every once in a while when I walk in and I see like the big like, Linus Media Group sign on the wall and all that stuff, or I see the outside of the building and I'm walking up to it. It's like I have to take a sec every now and then and remember that like for some people this is like a dream. For some people this is insanity that, to work there, or, it's like this crazy thing, or like there's fans of this channel in this building, and Linus himself, who I've literally hung out with. I've gone on a road trip with Linus. Like, like we've, I've spent so much time with him, and it's like, some people will kill for that. So it's like I have to kind of take some time and especially when I get really burnt out and stuff once in a while, to kind of remember that and be like, okay, I need to take a second and appreciate this a little bit more, because it is pretty cool. Because I'm a fan of a lot of other content. Like I'm a fan of other YouTubers, and I know what that would be like. Like, I mean, this is gonna show my maximum nerd, but I'm sure you guys have already seen this stuff. But like, if I could work for Game Grumps, I'd fucking die. Like that's like incredible. I don't hold people to pedestals, but I'm a fan of channels. I'm a fan of content, and I'd be like, oh my god, that'd be amazing. I love those guys, but so it's like I have to kind of take what I feel to other channels and implement it into like my own, or into LMG, and be like, yeah, like this is pretty cool. I work in a good place. It's just fun to remind myself sometimes when I get all burnt out. Do you get to a point in editing where you can recite the video as it's playing? Yes. I mean, you probably just saw me do that, right? Like, oh, you left the gap or the hole. Yeah, I mean, if you're editing, I mean, Trev, you know, but like, you know, you go back and forth over the same clip like 100 times and you just understand, you know exactly what it is they're saying, and you have to hear it in your head to know when to cut. So, yeah, I mean... I mean, you forget about it eventually. Like the older videos I've edited, I don't remember the lines, but because I just finished this one, they're all kind of fresh in my mind. And I don't need to watch it to know what they're saying. Yeah.
Oh, what a weird thing to say.
Is it?
Yeah, you know. That made me laugh. That's a fun bit. But I already knew what he was going to say because I've been over this clip like, you know, 10 times trying to like, you know, massage it and get the clip to fit. Pool Boy and Bradders, thank you guys. Thank you for the follows. Hope you're good. Hope you're good, guys. If I had to mount things, I would put the holes in the wrong place in the wall too. Same. I'm not saying I'm any better. I can't mount shit. Like, I had to redo my house after the flood or whatever. So, you know, and I found a bunch of like cool things to put on the walls and whatever because I didn't have anything on the walls. I had to get my mom to come over and hang them up for me because like I don't want to make extra holes in my wall, and I know she's really good at it, so you know I let her do it, but I can't do it myself. And if I ever get an AMD upgrade, maybe not Elijah, but I will get someone to hang them for me. So it's his conscious choice to have Elijah do all the drilling because he's so incompetent at. I mean, it's just a meme at this point. It's a bit. It has to be. Everyone's getting extra holes because we need it for the content. Oh god, Al Yusuf, I don't want to say your name wrong, but thank you for the follow, man. Real appreciate that. Feel that. I forgot how lucky I got. I'm apprentice working on production at the BBC in the UK, and I've stopped before and gone, looking at where I work. Yeah, you get it, man. That's exactly what it is, right? It's just like taking that kind of that second to not take it for granted, and just be like, I'm in a place where other people would want to be. And I need to really appreciate that for what it is, because I know what it's like to want to be in a position and see other people in it. And so it's, yeah, I don't know. It's just a really cool feeling. Get to the point where I know the intonation and everything. 100%. Yo! Enhance, what are you doing, man? What's all these gifties? Oh, man, thank you. Thank you for the 10 gifties. Oh, you. Thanks, man. Your favorite editor. I know. Love you too, bud. What is going on? What are you doing? Aw, thank you. Don't make me cry. Stop it. That's so sweet. Gift sub for Chase. Wait, is he in there? I didn't see who it was for. Oh god, chat's broken. I can't scroll. Oh yeah, too much content. There he is. That's just anyone who happens to be in the list. Thank you. Can we get, if you got a gifted sub, chat, please say thank you. That's amazing, guys. That's amazing. Thanks, Anth. You're the best. 2 ultra wide monitors on top of each other. It's super comfy. Oh, I want to do that. I'm so sad because like, okay, I have Premiere open right now. You actually can't even see all of it. It's cut off because I have an ultra wide. Okay, Trev, what are you doing? What are you guys, what the heck? I can't. Oh man, I don't. My introvertedness doesn't know what to say. I don't know how to react. Trevor, man, thank you so much. Thank you for another 10 gifties. You guys are insane. That's so much money. What are you doing? Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Again, chat, if you got a gifty, say thank you if you're here. I know some of these people might not be here, but holy crap. You guys are actually insane. I don't even know. How am I supposed to continue now? Oh, God. Thank you. Stop it! No, what? How are this many people anyway? Are you just one-upping each other now? Is this like a thing? Guys. Yeah, what is this, Oprah? You get a sub. Everyone gets a sub today. It's September, mine as well. Oh, you started a hype train too. Look at this. All right. Oh my God. Again, Anthony, thank you so much, buddy. You're amazing. Thank you. I don't even know what to say. I don't know. What do you say to that, chat? What do you say to 30 gifties in like 2 minutes? It's a war where only one person wins. Vandals start sleeping on dollar bills. That's the goal. Hey, you gotta make it happen, right? I mean, come on. Oh man, I am so grateful, guys. I mean, this is what I want to do. This is the life I want, you know. And I want to be able to hang out with you guys every day and have some fun stuff and chat about editing and all the things I love. So, hey, pool boy, there you go. Got a gifty. Proud of you guys. Thank you so much. Somehow I don't think that would be comfortable. Yeah, it's probably like you'd wake up and they'd all be stuck to your face, right? If you're sleeping on dollar bills, is that how that worked? Oppo without the tax repercussion. Oh my god, right? Yeah, tax-free subs. That's our new thing, right? Is that how you like promote subs? They're tax-free, right? Don't pay taxes on them. Well, I guess you get the Twitch tax, whatever that is. Oh my gosh, you guys are crazy. Oh, I'm missing chats now. You guys are filling up my chat. Bow. Gotta go therapy in the morning, but I gotta catch a fine stream. Oh, well, sorry. I probably missed you, Bow.
I just have 900 bits for some reason.
Hey, Trevor, thank you for the 900 biddies, man. Thank you. Now, you just have 900? That's a lot to just have lying around. I think I have like 60 just like left over. Hey, Kaka, thank you. Just got gifted a sub, first time joining stream. Heck yeah. We celebrate that stuff. That's awesome. I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad you got a gifty too. Hope you stick around. No idea where they came from. Well, you probably bought them at some point. I think that's how you get them, right? You have to buy them. Same. Oh, and Badger. Oh, you guys are great. And hey, now that you're subbed, now you got that sub badge, head to that Discord. I'm not going to be that guy, but like you get a cool name. Well, you're exclusive. You're exclusive of my Discord. And there'll be more perks coming to the Discord in the future. I don't know what yet, but we'll figure it out. But I got to get you guys something nice for being sub. But yeah, hit that Discord. Come hang out. Come hang out with all these cool people. Enhanced, Gamers Game, they're all going to be in there. Bow, Mad Jealous, they're all going to be in there for you guys to hang out with. So yeah, hit that Discord down below. Okay, I think I have more questions, actually. Sorry, I'm totally neglecting the point of the stream. You guys are distracting me, but in a good way. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I'm not waffles. You just love waffles. You are not waffles. Oh, that's sad. You should be waffles. The meme of the guy with the bagels where he goes, "You're not that guy, pal. Trust me." Oh my gosh. Super nice stream. Thank you, Ashel. That means a lot to me. What does this button do? What are you doing? Oh no. What? Stop pressing buttons. What are you doing? You're gonna spend all your money. What? That's scary when you say that. I don't like it. Well, I mean, I do, but scary. I think I have some more questions. I have some questions on Twitter. No, I don't. Okay, never mind. I think that's it. Yeah, I mean, I'm just hanging out with you guys now. I mean, I don't remember what I was talking about before all this happened. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But I mean, that happens. But yeah, no, this is a fun video. I guess we could I guess if you guys were on a roll here talking about editing, so I guess we could take a look at the other one that I wanted to talk about, because this was super fun. The Secret Shopper from this year. I was not a fan, but I really liked the series when I first started LMG. Like when I first heard about it, I binged them. I watched like the first two series of them, The Secret Shopper. And it was, I thought they were super cool. How, you know, like, I don't really remember the first one, but I just remember the one with Sarah. I think that's the second one. And she did great. We love Sarah. Sarah's awesome. Shout out to Sarah. And I thought it was super cool. And so when we were doing another one, and I got given the first one to edit, I think by accident. I think I wasn't supposed to edit it, but then no one else ended up like getting assigned to it. So I ended up just doing the whole thing. And it was so fun. I'd never heard of Monk before this, which was the theme. 'Cause they're all themed, right? I had never heard of Monk, so I had to do a little bit of research, but it was kind of fun to like take something that I've never seen before and then like create something off of it. So I literally, here, I'll show you not the song. Yeah. So this is what I had inspiration off of. So when I was tasked with like make the intro like Monk, I'm like, what the hell is Monk? So I looked it up, and this was the intro. I'm not gonna play it because, well, I guess I could play it without music. So there was the music in the background, and then that's the intro. So it was just like a static shot of San Francisco, and then the letters did that. And I was like, all right, so I'll literally just do that, but with a different word. So I Googled the font. It's the exact font that Monk used. And then David re-recorded the theme song. That is a quick intro. Yeah, it's really fast. Well, I mean, this whole intro was like a quick cut. So like we were gonna make it like this whole thing, like recreating these shots, but with Linus in the wig, basically, which is what happened for the most part. And then David re-recorded the thing. I'm just gonna mute it because I mean, well, I guess I don't have to. So yeah, I just did the fun thing with the letters, which kind of took forever when I had to do it for like, I decided I didn't have to. It was my choice to do it for all of the companies. I was like, well, it should all look the same. But then it ended up taking a really long time because I had to animate each letter individually. So that was a choice I made, but that was fully my own. So yeah, it was just a shot of and then every shot is of Vancouver, because I mean that just makes sense. Yeah, and so that's David singing, and then we did all the shots with like Linus, and then I had to like cut them together. It was super fun, and then I also had a really good time with this because we had a narrative skit. Oh, I was so psyched. I saw that and I was like, oh my god, I actually get to edit. So it was like, where are we? Yeah, so here. After
another
episode 1,
faulty pre-built.
it's like this whole thing. So like we had this was like the master, and then there was this angle at the laptop for the whole time. There was an over the shoulder Linus. Was there an over the shoulder on Plouffe? I don't remember.
It has footage on it.
Yeah, over the shoulder on Plouffe, and then I think that was it.
Chopper, you've cracked the case.
Not yet, but to review it.
It really gave me student film vibes. It was like the same thing. What did you do? Check your stream notification. Oh, did you donate again? What the heck? Oh, $120. What the hell, man? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. I'm not looking at chat. And yeah, okay, I gotta fix my donation thing. I think it's broken because I changed where my donations come from. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. $120. You're freaking insane. What's happening right now? Thank you. I don't know what else to say. You're crazy, man. I gotta fix that. I'll fix those donations later. Sorry, guys. Anyway, so yes. Yeah. I love the skits. Yeah, I do too. Skits are the best. They're so much fun to edit, and they actually come out really well. It was very student film vibey.
I'd like to go.
But it was super fun to do, so I was really psyched with the skit. And then this was like my other favorite content to edit, which is reaction content, because it's easy to cut, and 2, it's always hilarious. So it's just my favorite thing. And then I also like having, because with reaction content, it's basically multicam. So you have one camera, which is like this. So it's Shay's POV with what they're watching, but it's their main screen. And then I'll have screens that the other multicam screen will be just them. Then it'll be just Shay. And then back to this. So that's 3 multicams that I have. And then I'll just cut between them as if there were just 3 cameras, which is so fun. And it's just makes it so much easier. They're all nested sequences, and then you just flip between them in Premiere, which makes this so fun to edit. And then you just like pop it up. The only tricky part with this was avoiding jump cuts. So jump cuts in her camera, even when she's tiny, jump cuts in their camera. So you really have to like massage the flipping between POVs to avoid that, which is what I ended up doing. But yeah, it was super fun. Of course, all the subtitles were tough too, but I mean, I think I used Premiere's caption, their transcript and captions, but they're not very accurate. So take multicam sequence, do it live. Welcome to my job. Yeah. I mean, it feels like I'm doing it live when I hit play and I just keep hitting the numbers and flipping between them while the playhead goes by. That feels live, right? It's the same thing. I don't know. But yeah, no, it's so much fun with this. Trying to fit Cyberpower's name. Hold on, he's still chatting. Trying to fit Cyberpower's name on the screen was hilarious. I was like, there's too many words. But yay, Vancouver, it's pretty. And then immediately doing the same thing with HP. Cause I only had 2. I was like, how do I make 2 letters dance around in an interesting way? Because you're not spelling anything. It's just HP. I did that for all of them, and they all had different colors. Like this one was orange, main gear was blue or purple or whatever that is. Or no, blue, and then NZXT was purple. I don't know. It was such a fun video to edit, and I love the Secret Shopper series, so that was a really good time. I didn't do any other ones. All I did was make the compilation of Shay for them to react to on part 3. Yeah, the tech support part. This part, the tech support part, I cut Shay's section for them to react to, but someone else edited it. I think Robert maybe edited that one. I think he did the rest of them. But yeah, that was really fun to do. What's a nested sequence? I'm glad you asked. So, this is a good one to do actually, because I have it stacked. So a nested sequence in Premiere is just when you have like 2, it doesn't have to be 2, it could be anything. It could be like, you could have like 100 things, but let's say I wanted, so I have like my camera, let me unlink this real quick. I have my camera and I have this victory screen. So say I wanted a victory screen to pop up first, and then I wanted my face to come in after. Now I could do it like this, but then if I wanted to put something on the second track the whole time, or, you know, if I had too much stuff on top of it, what I could do is I could take this and I can nest it. See, cleaner, get out of here. I can nest it, and then it becomes its own sequence, but it's exactly the same as what I had before. So it's just condensing whatever you have. And then if I go into it, it's what I originally did. But on my main sequence, it just shows up as this one green bar. And so the benefit to that is, like, since I have 2 sources on top of each other, if I wanted to mask something on top of this source, if it wasn't nested, so say I wanted this, say I wanted this clip on top as well, but I wanted to like mask it all the way through to the bottom. I try to invert it. It's only going to my face. It's not going to this bottom clip. And that's frustrating, and I don't like that. That's not what I want. Trust me, there are scenarios of this. I can't think of a better scenario. But then I say I nest this, and I'm like, yep. Then it makes it one thing, and then I can take this on top, and then I can mask it like all the way to the bottom. So I can see, well, actually, sorry, it wouldn't be there. It would be like here. You get the idea. This is a terrible example. What I'm getting at is, sorry, it's because it's inverted. So now this is on top of my whole camera and everything. Like this clip is on the bottom. So it treats this as if it's just this, as if it's one clip, but it's actually multiple clips combined into one. Yeah. That's a terrible example. This is not the right way to do this. But it works really well. Like at work, I use it the most with text. So if for like an appetizer or something, like an appy at the beginning, and you have layered text of like, this is the best whatever. So in Premiere, you're layering text, okay, text, text, you know, and it starts looking like that. and then your timeline is massive. So to save the space, you just nest them, and then your text pops up as what it is, but now it's just in this one nice condensed little track. So that's all it is. And then you do that for multicam. So as a multicam, it would all be nested with those masks, and then you just flip back and forth. So you only have 3 of those things instead of like 6 different like layers of clips. HP. Yeah. Nesting and pre-comps work just about the same with Premiere and After Effects. I use Resolve. So in Secret Chopper, it will allow you to not have to cut audio and video and only video. Yeah, you don't want to nest audio because it can get tricky when you want to edit the audio. And you don't, you don't want to get yourself backed up into nests. And with nests, it's tricky because you can't duplicate them and only change one. So I think I struggled with that. Hey, Tikesh, I don't know how to say your name, but thank you, man. Welcome. I think I struggled with this actually in this clip. Yes, with the names. So these were all nested. So the way that I did this was I had each letter as its own layer, and then I had them pop in at different times, and move around at different times. So I just kind of cut them and change their position because they didn't need to move smoothly. They didn't need to like glide from one frame to the next. They just had to cut abruptly. So what I would do is I take a piece of text, like I would take the letter C. Oh, wait, hello? Oh, it's just tiny. 1 second. So I take the letter C. I don't know why it looks like that. And then I would cut it like that. And then, move it around. So it would do this. And then back. And you're like, ooh, it's moving. Whatever. So I would do that. Oops. And then I would stack them. So that would be like all the letters on top like that. And then they'd come in at different times. And then I would nest the whole thing. But I couldn't nest and copy the same like letter. Like if I wanted to copy and paste a letter so I didn't have to do it again, like, okay, cyber power, and then I have iBuy power, I couldn't just like copy and paste the power part and use it again over here, because if I wanted to change anything, it would change it for both. So that's the only issue with nested sequences that I have. Like if you changed one nested sequence, it would change both. So you'd have to make a whole new one the next time. So there are limitations to it, but they're super, super helpful to like just keep everything organized. Complex cuts or animation where I find nesting most. Yeah, if it's super complex, that's the best way to do it. I think for Colin's upgrade, for Colin's upgrade, I had to do that too. So, hold on, I found it. It's here. For the beginning, I had to do that for this. So for Linus's mask, I had all these come in, and they were all individual pieces. So this line was 1, 2, 3, 4 different layers in Premiere, and then I had to nest them all together so they became one layer, so that I could mask Linus through all of them. Because if I didn't do that, I would have to, it would basically be impossible. I don't know how I would do that. How I would get Linus through 3 different layers of these things, because these are all stacked on top of each other. You remember that? So I would have to cut Linus through 3 layers of this thing to get him on top, and then add in movement. It's a big headache. It would be insane. So this way I can use the movement, and this entire piece behind him, all these like videos behind him, they all move as one big piece, so I don't have to move them individually. So yeah, nesting it's a lifesaver. With the editor's notes where Linus claps twice, do you see a waveform spike, or do you have to watch the raw footage? Yes. Yeah, so that's what the clapping is for. That's the whole reason it's there, is so that you can look in the waveform. So I mean, I don't know about most other editors, but for me, I edit by waveform mostly. I don't look at the clips. I'll look at the clips if there's something I'm supposed to be looking for. But normally if I'm like rough cutting, and I'm like, okay, I'm looking for dialogue. Okay, dialogue starts here, cut here, and then I listen. Like, I can ignore everything where it clearly is like no one's talking. Excuse me. Which is not the case in this clip. I was just using that as an example. So yeah, I would look for the waveform, and then when Linus claps, I don't have a good example of that in this, but it kind of looks like this, like this, but like taller. So it would stick out like really tall. And you'd be like, okay, there's a spike in audio right there. Is that like, did they plug the mic back in? Did he tap the mic really hard, or is he clapping? And then I'd go listen to it. But usually we clap, and then a bunch of dialogue after it. I know it's an editor's note, and then I'll just go to it and listen to it. Yeah. I actually left one in on Collins on purpose. Oh yeah, when Elijah was putting up the boards.
Perfectly level. There's a tiny bit of a gap, but I think it looks,
Right here.
We got Elijah. You did it in one try.
Yeah.
There's no extra holes.
No.
Oh wait, it was before this.
Stop. Editor, cut
There.
it here to make it look like I did it. Colin, look.
Yeah, I purposely didn't cut it because it's funnier. I mean, we do that a lot. Like, if there's a funny editor's note that's not like behind the scenes kind of stuff, we'll just leave it in because it's just way funnier that way. Plus, that clap probably wouldn't have done much. Like, that wouldn't have spiked too much, so I'd really have to be watching for it. But in the rough cut anyway, I end up watching through a lot of the footage that any sort of clip that looks like it has dialogue, I gotta watch through it anyway, just in case I don't miss anything. Can you put a sequence in a sequence? What, like sequenceception? What does that even mean? I mean, yeah, you can. What you can do, well, like, these are all sequences. But yeah, like for a multicam sequence. So if I don't think I have enough footage. But if you had like 3 pieces of footage, what you can do is you can create multi-camera source sequence. Can you see that? And what this does is it creates its own sequence of multicam, and it'll combine the clips together, like stack them on top of each other and try and sync them. And then that creates its own sequence, which you can then bring into the sequence that you're working in. So yeah, you can do that. That's really the only application I would think you would do that. You don't really pull in an entirely edited sequence into another one. You can, but what it does, like if I like it'll come in like this, which is fine. But that's only if like maybe someone else was working on a different sequence and you wanted to just import it. You would just like click and drag it into your own project, and then it would bring in everything that they're doing. Copy the internals of a nested to new sequence. Yeah, it's easier to just like copy it. So if I had that nested sequence still, oh, that's a different one. I have a nested sequence. I go into it. Where's the thing? I would just take these, copy them, paste them, and then they show up in here. I would just do that. Because then Premiere chugs less because you're just taking what they're doing. So perfect, since you just showed us that with your footage. Yeah, it's basically that. Yeah, Trevor's answering my questions for me. If you didn't know, Trevor also does editing. Yeah, it's all fun stuff. Yeah, I don't. Let me see. I don't know what else. Not for LTT. Yeah, he doesn't edit for LTT, but he does his own thing. He just like what you do, live broadcast. You do sports editing, and you do your own editing on the side too. Yeah, no, this was really fun. I had a good time with this. There's an example of another Mogart actually. Where is it? The URL at the top. So this is done in After Effects. These are all cosmetic, and then there's a field in Premiere to put in the link, and then you can adjust the size of it and edit it as well, so that we can give you guys the links to all the stuff that we're talking about. Editing is so fun, endless possibilities. I always try to make come true. Exactly. I mean, you can do anything. You can turn anything into anything. You can turn this mess of my stream, and just with a few cuts and some funny music, you can actually make it entertaining. It's so cool. I love it. I made this too. Well, actually, no, I didn't. Sorry, I can't say that. I didn't make it. This is an asset, but I changed it to make it my own. The animation I didn't make. The animation is an asset, stock asset, and then I put in my logo. I don't know. That's kind of cool. I did make some of my own stuff. I don't know. Sometimes I go deep in the sauce because anything is possible, but that doesn't mean I know how to do everything. Yeah. No, that's cool. That's yeah, that's what it should be. I mean, like, should always be open to learning new stuff, right? Like, never think you know everything about everything. I know a lot about editing, but I don't know everything about editing. VR glitch effect preset. Hey, I actually, sorry, Trev, I actually bought the stupid film impact stuff that we use at work because I can't help it. Like, I need the, I need the transitions. I need the fun stuff that we use at work to make my stuff look good. Like the push effects. I had to pay for that crap. I mean, film impact though. If you're an editor, and you want some sick transitions that aren't the PowerPoint transitions that Premiere has, get film impact. Anyway, yeah, you gotta keep learning, man. Like I don't know everything about editing. I'm always learning still every day at work and every day when I do stuff like this. And that's how you get better at it, obviously you plateau at some point. I mean, I'm not really learning like groundbreaking things every day, but I mean, there's more to learn. I'm still learning After Effects. Like, I need to get my motion graphics game on point, but it's not. So I'm working on that, even though I know a lot and I do it technically professionally, I still don't consider myself a professional. And I probably should, but yeah, we'll see. Scatterbrain, thank you for the follow, man. Thank you. I thought Twitch thought my gifted sub was CC fraud. Oh my god. When you drop so much money randomly on Twitch, they think you're just some crazy person that stole a credit card and is just gifting subs. Your bank. Yeah. Well, I'm sure Twitch has no problem taking your money. That is hilarious. To be fair though, your bank thinks everything is fraud. You like go pay for like food and they're like, nope, sus. Sorry. I don't know what. Your bank is very locked down. It's kind of crazy. On top of the already steep Premiere prices. Yeah, I know. I only did that because I really think I need it. Like, if I want my content to be elevated, I need something that'll let me edit like I do at work. Like, we have so many awesome things at work to make the content what it is, and I'm just missing a lot of that here. But yeah, I don't know. So is the AMD Ultra Tech Upgrade intro animated in-house or fan-made commissioned like the regular? Yes, it is commissioned. I don't remember by who. Sorry, I don't know his name or their name or who it is. But it's amazing. It's the same as the Intel one, except there were just some things changed. Obviously, the text at the end has changed, and if you look at the in the PC case, it says AMD Radeon RX instead of like GeForce whatever or 4090 or whatever it said before. So they changed the little text in the AMD thing, and then they changed the text at the end here with the color and AMD Ultimate instead of Intel Extreme. So, but it's the same thing, yeah. And it's it's the same person that did it. It's such a cool intro. Gives me like chills every time I watch it. I'm just like, oh my god, this is so cool. And the song obviously is a classic. But yeah, no, it's awesome. It's great. And it's already just like baked in. So like we add this is like our own slogan that we just add in Premiere. We have like another Mogart. It's called slogan, and it's just a fade in text. It doesn't even need a Mogart. So this is normally not part of it, but it's just like an MOV or an MP4 that we bring in. Just because I get paid for this does not mean I'm a professional. Yeah, I mean, that's basically my thought process. Like, yeah, I do it for a living, but am I professional? I don't know. Show my After Effects stuff sometime. I spend more time in AE now than Premiere. There we go. We can switch I can, yeah, I mean, you probably know everything about Premiere, but yeah, you gotta teach me some After Effects, man, because I need the help. That almost tricked me into looking like a Founders Edition NVIDIA card. Yeah, I don't think they changed the design of the card, which is a little interesting. It's the same, yeah, it's the same design of the NVIDIA card. They just changed the text on it. But to be fair, I would imagine it's probably pretty tough to change too much about this without like disassembling the animation. I don't know how it works. I don't know how they made this, but the Disney Store, yeah, that did it. What dictates what videos get the regular intro, because sometimes there isn't one. That's just up to Linus and the writer. Purely. It's completely random at this point. I don't know what they're doing, but every script for LTT will have a spot for it, and it'll either say no animated intro or yes animated intro. And that I think is determined in script review with Linus, whether or not he feels like it should have one or it shouldn't. But it's inconsistent now. Viewer retention, yeah. So if the video feels like retention's not going to be an issue, I'm sure it has it. But if it's something that doesn't need it, then they won't have it, I guess. I don't know. GPU is a long rectangle box that from view for both brands. I guess so, yeah. It's hard to tell exactly what it is, and no one's really looking at it. It just says AMD, so I think that's fine. That's fine for what it is. Series has such a good intro. I know. Disappeared for like 5 months, but now they do it every so often. Yeah, well, this one always had an intro because it's kind of the vibe. But yeah, for LTT, it's completely random now. This one has one. Yeah, there we go. This is the light mode. Yeah, we have 2 versions to pick from. That's up to editor discretion, purely, if you use light mode or dark mode. I like the dark mode one personally better. This one's obviously more classic. Again, this is the slogan that's just added after the fact. But it's the same idea. It's just an MP4 that we use, or an MOV. I can't remember. But yeah, some have it, some don't. I liked the idea of us using it on every single video. I liked that it was kind of a trademark for the channel, but I see why they got rid of it for a while. Retention does kind of hit pretty hard if everyone's skipping the intro and the pre-roll ad. So I don't know. Light mode for the win. Oh no, not light mode. It hurts my eyes. And the writer comes up with the line. Yeah, it depends. The writer's technically supposed to come up with the slogan. Sometimes they don't. I usually ask if they don't, just in case they hadn't any idea. Sometimes they leave it up to the editor to come up with it. So again, hit and miss. But technically, most of the time they do. Elijah came up with this one. This was not me. This was Eli. Where is it? Yeah, that was his line of now Colin won't shut up. It's 12 a.m. Hey, you should go to sleep. But then also don't, because my stream. And of course, brands don't want people skipping the beginning, so that does make sense, but now it's sprinkled in and I'm like, pattern gone. Yeah, I don't know. It's not up to the brand whether or not we put it in. I mean, there's a pre-roll in every single LTT video, so it's up to the viewer if they're going to sit there and watch it. Because sometimes there's giveaways and stuff. Like this one's a giveaway. That's why it's in there, and then why it's on the Flowflame version as well. But, you know, so I don't know. I don't know. But, like, yeah, there's usually, like, a big, like, hit, like, because you can tell where everyone's skipping. So, should be company policy not to flashbang the audience. All right. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I've seen comments before where people, like, they watch it at night or they watch it in bed, and then, you know, the white intro comes on and they're blinded for life. And it's like, okay, well, I don't want to do that to people. Plus, I'm a dark mode chill. I like dark mode. You see my YouTube. My YouTube's dark mode. I like dark mode on everything I can. You know, it's a sad day when I'm working in like Google Docs or something and my eyes are bleeding because it's so bright. What setting are videos exported with? Good question. I'll just pretend like I'm exporting to give you an example. I don't know if you guys can actually see this because I'm in 21:9. Hold on, let me just scoot this over. There we go. Hey, Mr. Callis, thank you for the follow. Hope you're doing good. So we usually export, when we're exporting a final video, we'll do match sequence preview, QuickTime. That way we know everything's correct. name it, and then that's it. And then it comes out as an MOV, and then we'll use Media Encoder to, with our presets, to transcode it into MP4. It's just a match source MP4, really. That's all it is. If just for quality, because it comes out better quality out of Premiere and MOV, and then we transcode to MP4, so you don't lose the quality as much. If we're trying to be quick about it, like if it's a sponsor spot that needs a review or something, or it's just like a writer review, if it's a review copy of a video that we have to export, just to save time, you just do match source adaptive high bitrate, just so that comes out immediately as an MP4. And then you can upload it, because we don't upload MOVs. I mean, if we did, it would take like 10 years for the thing to process. So we only upload MP4s. So yeah, if it's a review, it'll be MP4. If it's a final copy, it'll be MOV transcoded into MP4. But yeah, it's very simple. We don't really change anything about it. All our settings, I guess if you're looking for settings, that's probably what you were asking about. I'm doing this in 60 just because it's my own thing, but we do 2997, 2997 non-drop frame, I think. QuickTime, ProRes, 422 LT. This is all the same. And then our size is 3840 by 1920, just because of YouTube. But that changes. That's not 3840 by 2160. I think is for Tech Link, Game Linked, and MAC address. I think it's been a while since I've edited those. Can't remember. I think that's correct. And then yeah, LTT and short circuit, everything is 3840 by 1920, just because of YouTube shenanigans. Our sponsors still put on the floatplane version. Okay, can I clear this up for us? Can I clear this up for our community, please? About the sponsors. If there is a sponsor spot on floatplane, it's not a mistake. It's not the editor's fault. Okay? It's on purpose. I'll explain why. So, because I've heard this explained before, but it's never really explained. So, like, if it's a fully sponsored video, it says sponsored in the title. The idea is that the sponsor has paid an aggressive amount of money to sponsor the entire video, and that's the sole reason that video is being made, is because it's sponsored. Sole reason. So, what we were doing was we would make a dual copy. So normally we name our copies of our videos, YouTube and Floatplane, right? So that we know which one's being uploaded to which platform. But a sponsored video is dual, which means it's one copy. This AMD upgrade was dual. It's one copy for both platforms because AMD has paid for the whole video and all they have is this giveaway. And because it's not fair to Floatplane if we cut giveaways from them just because they asked for no sponsors. So this whole thing got uploaded to Floatplane. Okay? So we'll keep giveaways and we keep fully sponsored videos. Now, one thing we've changed recently because of people getting mad about it, which is fair, totally fair, you're paying money, that even if it's fully sponsored, but if the sponsor section is not well integrated into the video, if the video is not contingent on using the product that they're sponsoring, that section will get cut out. So I don't know about the TechGore video because I didn't watch the Floatplane version. But I do know something like Secret Shopper that we just looked at. People were really upset because it was fully sponsored by Ugreen, so it was a dual copy. We put it on Floatplane, but because the Ugreen parts were like dedicated spots, we'd pause the video to talk about Ugreen. People were getting mad about it, like, oh my god, it's a sponsor spot, but it's a sponsored video. So from here on out, I think the plan is for us to cut those spots that aren't, like, even in a fully sponsored video, the spots that aren't well integrated, we'll cut those for Floatplane so that it feels better, so there's more flow. But in general, any regular video that isn't fully sponsored, all the beginning and the end sponsor spots, those are cut from Floatplane entirely. Same with Short Circuit. The integration in the middle is cut from Floatplane. Same with Linked. Same with TechWiki. They're all supposed to be cut. The only time they're left is if it's a fully sponsored video on LTT or Short Circuit. But then we are trying to cut them if they're not well integrated. But we also try to integrate them really well. But if there is something that's on Floatplane that it does have a sponsor in it, it's not by accident. It's not because we're just like, oh, whatever. Oh, we didn't notice there was a sponsor. It's fully on purpose because it's a sponsored video. And we believe that it is fine to be on Floatplane. So, sorry. I'm very heated about this because it's just, I see so many comments of people complaining about it, and it's like, this is for a reason. It's not just because we're having fun with it. Like, there's a reason. What if it is a mistake though? Sometimes there's been mistakes. There have been mistakes, but they're very, very rare, and we usually catch them before upload. If there is a mistake, someone will see it, because every export is labeled, like, because as editors, our job is to export a YouTube copy, which is usually the one that we edit from start to finish. Then we duplicate that and we cut out the little sponsor segment, and we call that Floatplane. So we know which one to edit, or so know which one to upload. And sometimes there'll be a little bit of a mix up, but if they're all labeled correctly, there shouldn't be. And if they are labeled correctly and there is a mix up, whoever's posting it, like the brand person or the writer, will call it out, and we'll fix it before it gets uploaded. Stuff like the van video would not be possible. Exactly. So DJI sponsored that. Every time we talk about DJI, it's still going to be in Floatplane because, one, it's well integrated, and two, I mean, yeah, if they didn't pay for that video, that van would just be a van. Straight up. I mean, that's all it is. I figure it's intentional because there's plenty of passes and eyes in every video. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of people that watch our videos. Yes, mistakes still get through, but for the most part, everything is looked at intentionally. And so if there are things left in, 9 times out of 10, it's intentional. Obviously, it's a human process, so mistakes happen, but most of the time it's there's a reason. And you guys may not always get the reason. It may not always be explained, but there's usually a reason behind it. Do you get free Floatplane working at LMG? Yes. It's not like right out of the gate you get handed a Floatplane account. You do have to ask for it if you want it, but yeah, I asked for mine. I have a Floatplane account for myself. Mostly so that you can just like comment on stuff if you wanted to, or watch the WAN show. Asking so many questions. Don't be sorry, Badger. I want the questions. We need the questions. All the questions. Oh, sorry. Whatever you said got censored. It probably looked like a like at Automod's. Like, nah. Questions are good. Yeah. So enhance. Yeah, he knows. This stream's all about questions. It's a Q&A, man. I mean, that's what we want. Just a van. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I just mean like it wouldn't have all the cool tech in it, and the coasters, and the table, and the Rocket League mentions. It still would have been our van. I know, of course. It still would have been our van. I'm just saying it wouldn't be a DJI sponsored van, sorry. Video V7 actual file, use this one for real. You know, you joke about that, Trev, but the amount of videos, not at work, I can't do that at work, but the amount of videos I've done in my personal life that have been named something like that, and like in school, it's so true. Actually, I've done that at work too. I've done a couple, like when I get really like I get really bitchy after like 20 like sponsor revisions, or like, you know, if something keeps coming back in review, I'm just like final. I just get so mad. Oh man. Even if there is a major mistake, LT's at the level of being able to replace the video without deleting it. Yeah. Technically I don't even think you need to be at a level for that, because we've been doing that on PSU circuit too, and there's like hardly any people subscribe to that channel, and it's not monetized. But yeah, we are at a level. I mean, you just become a YouTube partner. If you're a YouTube partner, you can contact them and you can be like, yo, hey, we need to replace this, here's why. Sometimes they'll reject it if it's not a big enough fix. So if it's not a big enough difference to the video, they won't go through the process of replacing it for you. So that's when you go to like a pinned comment or something like that. But the absolute worst case scenario would be to remove and re-upload the video, because then you lose all your analytics. So we do our best to just replace it, and then YouTube can replace it for you. Floatplane, it's easy. You just re-upload on the same post. which you've seen if you guys if you guys are on Floatplane and you've seen a video that's been up and then it's been gone for a little bit and then it comes back up, that's usually because it's being replaced. So when it's processing the new one, it'll get deleted, or it won't get deleted, but it'll get removed from the live feed. And then when it's done processing, the new one will come back up. Hey, it's Zachi's. Hey, thank you, man. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. We're just asking some questions. If you have any questions about literally anything, I don't know, hit me up. There's also something very good about Badger being the one badgering you with all the questions. This is true. I mean, if he's not living up to the name, I mean, for real, like, if you're not living up to your name, what are you? So I appreciate it, Badger. You have no issues. I have no issues with your questions. They're actually very good questions so far as well. I'm wondering if you ended up keeping the Linus coaster. We have all the coasters. I love them. Actually, I think they're still in the van. Yeah, Trevor said they're still in the van. Yeah. DJI custom tags. We're talking about the revisions. Oh my gosh. We haven't used them as actual coasters yet. I mean, they are just wood, so they would just soak up any like liquid that would be on them. They're not really great coasters, but they're super cool. I don't know. We could hang them on the wall or something. That's actually a good idea. And we could put them on the wall of the van. That would be kind of fun. Didn't even know PSU circuit existed. Stop. Don't say. Go look at it right now. Here, I'll help you. God. I'm kidding. I can't get mad at people not watching it because it's not meant to be watched. But the amount of work I put into this, like, weekly, and people are like, what? That's a thing that exists? I'm like, oh, man. So this is a little thing we've started. The main players are Lucas from the labs, Sammy and Oni from the labs, Jake Bell, and myself. And Edsel. Ed's helped. And we're starting this. So again, not meant to be watched religiously. It's just they're AI based. No, they're not even AI based. The only thing AI about these videos is the voiceover. Let's be clear. Lucas has formulated the script template and then he just changes things in the template according to the PSU. And then basically I generate the AI voiceover and I put in the footage and I make the graphics and I make the thumbnail. Oni takes the thumbnail picture, I make the thumbnail, and we put them together in about a day. And well, it takes a week. It's one a week, but my portion only takes about like a few hours, like 3 hours or something to finish it. If I have nothing else to do. And yeah, they're just, I don't know, there's just like a voice, just a guy.
150 watt XF750W, manufactured by Sama.
It's just a guy, and he just talks about the power supply and if it completed its testing, if it didn't. I mean, you could tell if you look at the timestamp of the video, 4 minute versus like 1 minute 30. So all the 1 minute videos are the ones that failed. This is a fun hack. There is a sponsor. Yeah, they're all sponsored by PIA. I mean, the beginning few, it was someone different, but yeah, they're all sponsored by PIA now, which is cool. And I mean, the sponsor is just how we get it done. Like, we're still paying people for their time to work on this. And I know Linus said it's all automated, but it's really not so much. The only automated thing is the AI voiceover. We don't have anyone doing the voiceover for it. But man, AI is stupid. Like, I'm really trying to work with the AI, but there are times like trying to get AI to say Sama and to say Segatep and to say like, I don't even know. Like, it's not easy. It struggles with like the most basic things. I'll give it, like, if it's like saying like ATX 3.1, I'll write in ATX 3.1 in like 20,000 different ways that you could possibly type ATX 3.1, and it gives me like ATS 333, and I'm like, that's not what I said. And so I sit there for hours trying to get it to say 3.1. Like, AI is not taking our jobs anytime soon. I swear to God, it's so bad. But when it works great. And these videos, I mean, they're just like little things every week. But they are super helpful. I mean, if you guys are looking for a power supply, like, I mean, I wish I had this when I was looking for stuff. You know, like you can just like find the one that you're kind of looking at. We're only really doing 750, 850 watt power supplies at the moment. But if you're looking at one or you have your own that's already on here and you're curious, like how it did in the testing, even if you're not like super inclined like I am, like I don't know anything about the labs testing, but like I'll know if it passed tests and I'll know if they say it's efficient or not, you know, and that's all I'm really looking for in these videos. Cause like I have a Corsair. I want to say this might be the power supply that I have. I'm not sure. Or if something similar to this. And it's like, it's cool to know, like, if, you know, did it pass? How did it do? Is it a good power supply? Am I wasting my money? You know, it's just a cool little channel. And I don't know, they might expand this into other things later, but just because we have a PSU tester specifically and we have people to work on it, it's super fun. Hey, Dominguez. How you doing, bud? Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Somebody, the deepfake video a couple years ago, a writer could run their script through an AI Linus voice. So we've played around with that a little bit. There is technically an AI Linus voice that we have and we're messing around with, but we opted not to use it for this. We tried, but it's just awkward and it's not quite right. And it's the idea of making a Linus say things that, you know, we want to say. It's just a little weird. And it didn't quite come off properly. And I think until we can really streamline host voices in AI, it's not going to be a thing. So we just settled for this guy. And there's a lot more. And, you know, I'm messing with, we do AI for translations as well. Which is, it's not our AI, it's YouTube's Google's allowed AI that does translations and stuff like that. And I'm playing around with other voices out of Respeecher for the other languages. So for a video like for a video like this one where there's like 20,000 different hosts and they're all reading things, to translate this and to make it not one monotone voice in one language through the entire thing, I'm playing around with different voices. They're not host voices, but they are voices as similar as they can be in a different language with that language accent. So, yeah. We're playing around with AI, but it's tricky. Robot overlords will main this hearsay. We'll do a cool stream from the van soon. I would love to. I mean, the van's not here, but if I need to get some more streaming stuff for the van. I think I have one webcam and that's it. But I might actually just invest in getting the little mini stream deck and the little mini, like, I don't know. Need to figure out audio for that and a microphone. But once that stuff kind of gets settled, it'd be kind of cool to stream from the van. I was on set with Preston IRL for a few videos. The amount of AI thumbnail and planning things they use is insane, but it's all still vetted by the staff. Yeah, it has to be. I mean, if you just let AI run wild, you'd get chaos. Like, none of this would be good. Yeah, I don't know. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of human effort to make the AI sound good and be good. And so it's like, yeah, it's not just like set it and forget it kind of thing. I mean, that's the goal, is to make it more automated than it is, but not really. It's really hard to do. Regular AI can't even do our bidding. I know, right? LT Labs website should have something like PC part picker thing where it tells you if a part is bottlenecking. Oh, that would be cool. That's a really good idea. I don't know what they're doing. I honestly, I've never even visited the website. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I mean, all the PSU circuit stuff, like all the results and everything, are on the website. So the whole point is to direct you to the website so you can actually do your own like research. Yeah, edited and ran channels. It's atrocious. Yeah, I mean, if you've ever watched those like police body cam videos, I mean, basically 90% of them are just AI voiced and AI script written. and it's fine, it works, but you can tell. You can always tell when they say weird stuff, or you know, they trip on their words. It's like, yeah, okay, 'cause it's like, it's not, no one speaks like that. Like I actually have to put actual effort into making the AI speak like a human would speak. So instead of saying 3.0, say 3.0, because that's how a human would speak. You know, you'd say things like, I don't know, like give it intonation. Giving it intonation is tough because you just have to wait for it to generate that intonation on its own. We're not really training them. It's just, we just use what we have. So I don't know. I like automated by like quality more. This is much more of a hit to quality. It's not great. Yeah. And I mean, the quality is just what it is, you know, for LTT, obviously the quality is extremely high because there's so much time and effort put into it. I mean, PSU Circuit has time and effort put into it, but not as much as the other channels. So, you know, quality is going to take a hit, but we're also looking for higher quantity. There's a lot of power supplies in the world. If we're going to do all of them, we got to do it quickly, right? So, you know, it's give and take. And I mean, who's going to spend the time to sit there and watch the entire thing? I mean, if you're a fan of that, there's channels for that. If you want to sit there and watch someone read off of a piece of paper. But, you know, it's like, that's what it is. It's not meant to be sat there and watched like an AI read about a power supply. It's meant for just purely information only, if you're looking for that specific thing. Yeah, exactly. It takes some work and some effort to make it sound good. But yeah, I don't know. That's a little bit of what I'm working on. Oh, I should fix my Premiere. I realized this is not, there we go. Fixed it. Sorry, my ultra wide, you can't see the whole screen. I love Premiere ultra wide, by the way. This is my dream. It's so smooth. My timeline's so long. It's so nice. I'm working on 16 by 9 at work, and it's sad. But I also have stacked monitors at work, so I just put my timeline on my bottom screen. But here my screens are horizontal, so I just use an ultra wide. Ultra wide editing makes me the happiest person ever. It's so nice. Like, to have my timeline be like the entire screen, it's just like, yay. I can see my work. It's actually super smooth on my PC too. Like, I get like no stutter. I get like no lag. Premiere at home. For some reason, Premiere at the office is just kind of chuggy. Yeah. You need to get a G9. I know. I don't have room for a G9. Honestly, the G9 would probably be the size of both my monitors combined. It's a gamer changer. Like that. I got my work to buy me an ultra wide. Now my coworkers that don't do creative work want one. Oh my gosh. The only issue with like this one in particular is it's not terribly color accurate. Like both my screens lean pretty pink. So it's hard to color grade properly. Like, the only reason we don't have ultra wides at work is because we have the Pro Arts. We have the Asus Pro Arts, which are just like literally meant for the most color accurate and like the best for creative monitor. So yeah, they're not ultra wide, but the panel is amazing. So you give and you take. Wide gaming setup video. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know. I can't do like super ultra wide, like G9 style, because like I feel like that's just really daunting. Like, that's just too much to look at. But especially for gaming, I would just get distracting after a while. I'm sure for productivity, it's kind of cool. I'm really happy with this one. I don't want to sound like Ploof, but I got the DWF, the Alienware one, and it's like the perfect size. I mean, it's not great for streaming because obviously I stream in like 1080 16 by 9, but just for everything in my life, it's just so nice. Premiere at home is the better Premiere. Well, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my PC. I don't know if it's just the monitor. I don't know if there's just so much on. I don't know if it's working off of the server at work. It may be working off the network. But it is a little bit slower at work, noticeably. This feels like butter every time I log on at home. So I don't know, there's just something at work that's holding it back. It's probably the network. Period of time where every video he's in casually drops that he has it. I know, I love that meme too. I love when I would edit his videos that I just throw in like he owns a monitor, you know. It's funny. And the funny thing is he actually does talk about that like off camera, like just in a normal conversation. I don't know. Floof's a smart man, though. I like chatting with him. He's given me a lot of advice on monitors and keyboards. Stuff when I was looking for my new keyboard. I asked him, I was like, hey, man, like, what should I get? Like, I'm not going crazy balls to the wall, but, like, I want something better than the Razer I had before. He's like, all right. So I got my Keychron off his recommendation. So multiple editors work on one video at the same time? Ha, no. We've tried. We have tried. And Premiere, okay, Adobe has a thing. They have Premiere Productions, I think it's called. Trevor, you can check me on that, but I think that's what it is. And it's basically like collab in Adobe. So basically multiple accounts can work on the same project with like folders and stuff. And so you can both work on the same project at the same time, but it's kind of ass. It's really slow. So you can work on it at the same time, but only one person can save it at a time. So if you're both working and one person saves it and then you save it, like it kind of like overwrites what you're doing. Like you can't really work on it at the same time. And Premiere itself doesn't have a collaborating feature. Like you can't actually have two people on the same project, like in the same window. So it doesn't really work. And we've tried before with videos like that really need to get out quickly. Like after the drama, those videos that came out, I worked on both of them. The returning video I worked on the most of. Me and Linus worked on that one. And the first one, the addressing everything video, that one was worked on by multiple editors because we needed to get it out very quickly. And so what we did was we assigned like we assigned 3 editors, myself included, and we both split up the A-roll into sections. Actually, that was the one with the multiple hosts. That was the one with everyone talking, all the execs. So Linus, Ed, Taryn, Nick, Yvonne, etc. And we split it up into like hosts. So like one editor took like 3 hosts, the other one took the other like 2, and then another person did another section. And you basically edit all on your own projects, and then 2 people say that they're done, and then one person takes it and compiles it all together into one project. It's just way slower. Like you would think it would be faster because you have multiple people doing the different sections, but it takes about the same time. And by the time you combine it all, and then when you combine it all, then you have to do the full fine cut pass anyway on everything else other people have done. And then you're dealing with other editors' editing styles, which are different than yours, which may not be compatible in a video. And then you're dealing with the music, which is, if every editor picks their own music, that also may not be cohesive in your end project. So, and then you're also taking time away from other projects because the editors are taking time to work on the one with you. It's like, it sounds like a good idea, but in reality, it just doesn't really work. Yeah, much better with local files. Yeah, you're right. It's not streamlined. 2 editor style assign's hard enough to begin with. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Well, I mean, even like we'll do like people will pick up projects from other editors, like if they get pushed to a different project or something more urgent. So we'll hand off projects to different editors, but picking up a project from another editor is like my worst case scenario. And I've done it before, but it's like walking into, I don't know. It's like walking into a country you've never been to before and everyone's speaking a different language. And you're like, and you just like forget how to be a human for a minute because it's like everything seems foreign, even though you know what to do. So it's like, I'd pick up someone's project and just organize differently, or the way that they've cut things is different, or the way that they've tackled certain scenarios. Some people lean on nested sequences to, do a bunch of stuff. And some people prefer multicam editing for no reason at all. So it's like figuring out, okay, how are they doing this and how can I like adjust it to make it work for me? That takes time. That's like, it takes almost, depending on the size of the video, up to an hour to just familiarize yourself with someone else's project, let alone start editing it. So it really just, it doesn't take any less time. If not, it takes more time to just have more hands on the same project. It's easier to just give it to someone you know who's fast and they can get it done in like 2 hours. So people envision a Google Docs sort of experience. Yeah, I mean, that would obviously be the dream if it worked like that, but I can see why it doesn't either, because like if everyone's saving constantly and everyone's changing all the things, like how would a program be able to keep up with that editing level? In a document, sure, but you know, in an editing level, and then two people could try to be manipulating the same clip at the same time if people aren't communicating, and it could really just ruin everything. Could you imagine how many issues that would cause if two people were trying to like change a clip at the same time? And they weren't talking about it? It's chaos. So it's like, I get it. I get why it's not really a thing. Huge video, VFX style workflow. Yeah, I mean, obviously they do that in films. Like you have an assistant editor that logs all the footage and preps the timeline. You have your editor that does the majority of the work. You have your sound design person or sound effects that does the sound, and you have your music person who does the music. You have your color person who does just the color. Like, you really separate the parts, but it's, I mean, not everything is like something this small scale, there's no point. Yeah, hard to keep one creative vision for the video. 100%. I mean, yeah, you'd have to communicate through the roof, and I know people don't do that. Oh my god, 8K, don't even get me started. Too much, no more 8K. I don't even know how that would work on the same timeline logistically. Exactly, yeah. So I don't blame Adobe for really not making it good. Productions works for what it is, but it's such a pain in the butt. I don't like using it at all, and it's very confusing because your projects get saved to like the most random locations and multiple copies of the same thing, and it's just, yeah, it's chaos. Could have a live updating timeline library, shade segments, clips others are touching. I mean, that's an idea. You should get on that, actually. Pool Boy, you gonna make that happen? Gonna apply to Adobe and be like, I'm gonna change Premiere forever. We're gonna add like, you know, visual cues to know when people are editing, and it'll be great, and it'll be a Google Docs experience. Just wait till Linus gets his hands on the new 17K Ursa Cine for videos to be shot. Oh god, you know he would too. You know they'd buy it just for fun and then be like, can we actually use this, guys? Andy would not let that happen. I trust Andy. He wouldn't let it happen. Microsoft Word has the same issue with merging and issues with updating when you use it like Google Docs. Live editing a Word document together does not work as well. Yeah, I mean, Google Docs works great. Like, it's kind of a savior, honestly, for like our meetings and stuff to like all write in the same doc, and then we all kind of understand what each other is saying, and it makes a lot of sense. I don't know why Microsoft Office is really struggling with that, because like Google's had it for years, but I don't know, it's kind of cool. Hacker, thank you, man. Thank you for the follow. Hope you're doing good. Still crazy to imagine the team that goes into making YouTube videos. Shh, don't tell them up here. What are you hacking? Are you actively hacking? Oh, you have the Wolfhelm badge. That's cool. I got that too. Crazy to imagine a team that goes into making YouTube videos. Honestly, the team is crazy. It's a big team. Even when it was smaller, it was still crazy. But, you know, we make some good stuff, and there's a lot of processes in place. I think you guys would be shocked to see how much we end up talking about at work, and how many problems we end up encountering, and how many processes are in place for literally everything under the sun, just to get some YouTube videos out, to make funny videos. You know, like it seems so ridiculous on like a grand scale, but it's literally all it is. Docs is incredible. Word being used together is like, Docs is awful. I've never done that, but it doesn't sound good. I think if you wanted to collab, I would immediately go to Docs. I actually haven't used Word in a long time. I used to be a Word shill. Like, I would only use Word and I would never use Docs, but now that I've switched to Docs for work, Docs is the way to go. Docs and Sheets. Word and Excel, pff, don't know her. I was at Adobe's Utah HQ parking lot and they can't even get a parking lot right. Wait, what did they do to the lot? I know you were there, but what's wrong with the lot? That's just my name because I work with code. I'm a Luke wannabe. Oh, that's cool. You should apply. Are you still looking for a floatplane dev? Actually, don't know. What jobs do we have? I don't remember. Oh no, just IT. Oh, I guess they hired a floatplane person. I don't know. Wow, we need a lot of finance people. Anyone like finance? Anyone like accounting? Because I don't. Oh man, that's funny. That's just funny. Yeah, so, I mean, at least you work with code. We were just talking about that, how impossible coding can be sometimes. And how I'm trying to figure it out in After Effects. But I wish I could learn how to code properly. Wish my brain would function well and I could do that. When y'all were editing 8K years ago, sounds like a nightmare, even with the access to the bleeding edge components you guys have access to. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the right time, and I don't think we were doing 8K really on purpose. I think it was 4K, but it was really high quality, and so it was a little rough, but we would accidentally shoot in 8K a couple times and just be okay with it. I think TechWiki was in 8K for some reason, because of the green screen, but it was such a mess, and it's not what you want. It's just, like, okay, imagine you're in Premiere and you're editing a video, and you go to move your playhead to, like, this section here, but that move itself takes 5 seconds. It takes 5 seconds for it to move. And then every move you do after that, if we hit play, okay, I don't know, hitting play would take 5 whole seconds. You could see how you'd go insane, right? Like, if every move you made cost you 5 seconds. And it doesn't sound like much, but it's awful considering when it's good, it's instant. Look, I can move around at any time, and it's great. So that's what working with 8K was like in Premiere. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I saw the Meet Team video with Colin. There's unreleased LTT makes videos in the works. How LTT makes videos? Oh, is there? I don't know. No one tells me anything. I actually don't know. That could very well be true. I'm sure Colin actually knows more than I do because he's more on the pre-production side of things. So that's kind of cool. Cannot wait for that to drop. Yeah, I mean, it's basically what I'm talking about here, but I mean, I'm talking more about the production and post-production side. I'm sure they'll talk more about the pre-production writer side. They'll talk about both, but yeah, it just depends. I mean, these videos, I did work on these. We can talk about them. I mean, I'm not really going to talk on the controversy or anything, but I could talk about the editing of the video because it was different than usual. It was a different experience, and they had to be done very quickly and very promptly and very well. There was a lot of review that went in, especially this one. Here's the plan. This is the one I worked on specifically with just Linus and myself to really iron it out. So any questions about that would be pretty cool to have in the future if you want. Again, I'm not going to like go into what happened, like the politics of it, but just the editing of the video itself. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you guys know, if you watch the credits, if there's any videos you have questions on, I'd be happy to answer any. Even if I didn't work on them, I probably know who did or what happened because I have my eyes kind of on everything. So yeah, I mean, we'll do more of these in the future. Just let me know. I'm gonna intersplice them with some gaming content as well, because I mean, I do want to do that. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like talking about the LTT content. I like streaming too. I mean, hopefully, you know, we can do, or sorry, stream gaming too. Hopefully we can do a bit of both. But yeah, I mean, you're all subbed now, so check out that Discord. Keep an eye on my Twitter. I'll always post when I'm live on Twitter. All of this interests me. Awesome. I'm super happy about that, man. I really want you guys to have a good time, and I want to be able to do this full time. I mean, that's the dream, right? So the idea is that obviously I'm going to keep gaming and doing all that kind of stuff, but I definitely want to do more just like hanging out with you guys, and we'll go through some of the past videos that I've worked on, not Short Circuit. You know, we did a few today. We touched on a few today that I really liked. I'm not editing as much as I was before, so, you know, it'll have to be videos. Streams vibes. Yeah, I know, right? It's so chill. It'll have to be videos that are a little bit older, but I mean, it gives you a chance to kind of look at them. I can tell you what they are now, so you guys can get a chance to, so you get a chance to take a look, and then maybe come up with some more questions or whatever, and we'll do more streams like this. I have in my Discord, there's a creative and editing channel. Drop your questions anytime in there. I'll try and keep an eye on them, and then we can do, you know, if I get enough of them, we can do a stream and I can answer more questions.